121 to 124. It was the most points the Timberwolves have scored in the last 2 seasons. Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett signed a 4-year extension that averages $40 million a year and includes $123.5 million guaranteed, according to Adam Schefter. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1. I'm your old pal, AJ. Joining here, as always, Mr. San Antonio himself, the one and only Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
You're attacking this week way too.
Would you rather roll over and let it take us?
Well, no, I know what's in store for you this week. So I know why you're a little bit more enthused than most. This morning sucks. This is the worst day of my year.
Yeah. Why?
The clock, the spring forward.
That was yesterday.
No, it wasn't. This is my first morning to wake up where it mattered.
Oh. Well, why didn't
I wasn't waking up at 2:20 in the morning by my body clock last night, even though the clock had changed. This morning, that alarm went off. I knew it.
Yeah.
This sucks.
No, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
So this is going to be a struggle. A lot of caffeine being consumed across our great United States today.
There's good and bad people on both sides of the daylight saving. Some people like to save the daylight.
No, I'm all about what
There's some people who want less daylight, but the ones who want less daylight, they love crime.
No one.
There's all the criminals. All the criminals want less daylight, more time to do crime.
I would agree with that.
But once the wall is built, Rob, when that big beautiful wall is built, there will be no crime.
The thing is,
we will get rid of all the Dominicans and all the Venezuelans,
and we have just as much darkness. We didn't change the amount of darkness.
How can you not understand the simple math, Rob? You're saving daylight now.
We are saving it.
You're saving it.
This sucks. Sucks.
We have a budget. We're right now we are under budget on daylight, but we were going to get back on track.
We fired our clock team, didn't we? They're all fired.
They're all gone. I've gotten rid of them all. And under my watch, we will save more daylight than has ever been saved before.
Are we going to take some daylight from the Chinese? Are we going to tear off their daylight?
It's going to be an unbelievable amount of daylight. Canada's got a daylight. They've got an overage. We're going to take their daylight.
How about Greenland's daylight?
We'll take all the daylight we want.
Yeah.
All the daylight we want.
Here we sit.
Hamas has been hoarding daylight. We're going to take it. The Ukraine, you can't fight a war in daylight.
Hey, settle down with this one.
Jeez.
I thought you were starting an Aggie war hymn there for a second.
Hubba blue, blick a mick a nick a wick a lick.
Yeah.
All the time will be saved. An incredible amount of daylight.
Well, I'm happy tonight.
Well, I mean, you get to go to bed early, Rob.
No, I don't.
Why not?
The sun's still up.
Big deal.
Actually, it's kind of nice. It will be nice. I mean, I appreciate the evening. It's just this week sucks, and today is the worst day of the year.
Well, Rob, you're going to get through this.
Because everybody had to be at work an hour early.
This too shall pass.
Well, it does every year, and I gain that hour in the fall, which is the best day of the year when everybody gets a free hour of sleep.
Yeah,
but this morning sucked. And
I don't know why it didn't affect me really.
I never really was asleep. It just
because I thought the clock switched on Sunday morning.
It switches on but Saturday Sunday night. If you're not getting up for church, you just wake up and go, wow, it's already 11 or it's already 9. I normally wake up at 8.
So that's like you got an extra hour of sleep already.
No, I didn't. I got the same amount of sleep. It just took an hour because it was an hour later than I was accustomed to. At the end of the day, I lost sleep because an hour disappeared.
Yeah.
So this week will take a minute, and everything is affected.
We're going to take that hour
when
back,
you want to
Rob.
eat, and all of that thing is affected. I mean,
Rob, I make this promise to the American people.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of 2025, We will take that hour back that was just stolen from us. No one will take our hour.
Well, we'll take it back in November.
No one will take our hour and get away with it. I guarantee you. Write it down now.
And, like bus stops this morning to be darker than for another hour. We're putting our kids in danger now.
Guaranteed. We will take this hour back. They will not get away with what they've taken. And we will deport everyone who took that hour and their families. Thank you.
Just use that extra hour of daylight not to look at your financials.
Oh, well.
Just leave that alone.
You know what's terrible? My 401k is not doing great.
No.
My crypto's not doing great. Where's my money?
I was promised different.
Who's got it? The Russians or the Chinese? I want to know.
Thin air.
Oh, no.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I got
Hey, crypto's going up a little bit, though.
Where can I donate plasma?
I'll ask my daughter.
What's the plasma price these days?
$80.
$80?
Yeah.
The Chinese are bringing in plasma for 40.
We're going to put tariffs on Chinese plasma.
That Canadian plasma.
They're going to pay.
They're crossing the border with this illicit plasma.
If you want your plasma here, you're going to have to pay so much. We want American plasma.
Only American plasma. Don't want any of that. I don't know.
They're
different plasma, if you know what I mean.
Put tariffs on plasma.
They're
bringing in the cheap plasma.
Their plasma has plastic in it. It's got COVID in it. It's
we
got
don't
all
mind.
the bad things.
We don't mind, but we want it to be American plasma.
Ours is made of our plasma is made of freedom.
Yeah, it's made of Dr. Pepper.
You can smell it. You can smell the Dr. Pepper. What a smell.
Or Diet Coke.
What a smell. What do you think the president drinks?
Diet Coke.
We know what it is.
Is it Diet Coke?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Diet Coke fiend.
Because he doesn't drink alcohol, which
maybe
you believe that?
I do believe that. Yeah. I do believe that. I mean,
I think he's a vodka guy.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I've always believed him when he says that.
I don't picture him as a Jack Daniels guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
What do you think? The president would lie to us?
No.
Rob, he's 6'3" and a scratch golfer.
Have you taken a look at that guy?
Yeah,
You're going to tell me that dude hasn't tipped a bottle of blue?
He's 6'3", 215, scratch golfer. That guy's not drinking.
Yeah. Maybe beer?
That red complexion.
And
the bloodshot eyes, the puffy face, no bourbons past those lips. Nah, he hadn't.
And my hands are so big. My hands are so big that it makes the miniature airplane. It makes a real bottle look like a miniature airplane bottle. It's unbelievable how big my hands are. And you know what they say about big hands? Big gloves.
I've heard a witness to dispel that.
Once I shook hands with OJ.
Well, Stormy
and
shook something else.
He could not believe how big my hands were. He said, your hands would never fit. There was no way I could have killed Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown.
Didn't
Zero
Stormy
chance.
tell us that
the gloves would not fit.
The presidential unit really isn't airworthy?
Yeah, but who are you gonna believe? The leader of the free world or a porn star?
The porn star?
The one that has never been convicted of a felon.
There we go.
The non-felon is the one I'll believe.
Rob, you're concentrating on all the wrong things. You may have forgotten.
I'll believe the non-sexual harasser.
I am a white man. That's what I say.
You mean the six-time bankrupt president that we have?
Oh, Rob, you're so bitter.
Yeah, I'm bitter when I open up my bank statement saying,
"Where's my money?"
Break and case of glass.
There's only one person to blame for this. Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. There's a lag time, Rob. I don't know if you've done this before. There's a lag time.
I got chickens, and y'all don't.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We had our first egg over the weekend.
What?
Yeah, here they come, baby.
Did you eat it or sell it?
No, we haven't.
Did you auction it?
I should.
Hard-boiled it and put it on eBay.
It's pretty cool. It's kind of a light blue.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you the
First
yolk's
one.
real dark, right?
We haven't cracked it. I just grabbed it last night. I heard the
What do you
chicken
do, let it
cackling.
rot?
Well, they'll last.
It's time.
Just throw it in the fridge. But
It's time.
That's about $3 right there.
it is.
Three?
I just found a $5 bill.
$18.
Basically what happened this morning or last night. That chicken didn't know what was happening. That thing was cackling. I thought it was under attack. Walked in there and she was squeezing out an egg, her first.
That happens to me sometimes.
Woo, boy, we all have that.
Sometimes
that late Sunday afternoon.
you think it's going to come out smooth, then it's a fight.
Thing was, yep. That's exactly why I went running. So,
Did you go out there with your pistol?
no, not this time. I didn't go rolling out like I was part of Miami Vice like that coyote.
And then the
Did you roll on the porch and do a combat roll?
No, I didn't do the barrel roll into the grass like the coyote that time.
After she hatched it, the chicken put she put her head on her hands, like oh my god,
This is going to happen every
she's
day.
breathing hard and sweating.
Like, this
it's
is
like,
You know, and what happens, the
That was
strange thing
horrible.
about this with chickens is, so when you have a bunch of chickens, I don't know how it happens, but 1 or 2 or 3 will be elected or volunteer. I'm not sure which one. I think it's volunteer as the brood hens. And once they become the brood hens, they never leave the chicken house.
oh,
They become the ones that sit on all the eggs.
that's like their only job.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're
They're simple
elected,
creatures.
like they're voted to it, or they just are born to it. But they'll
I never
all
noticed that, yeah.
lay in just a couple, and then those hens will be the ones that sit on them.
I've never known such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's springtime, so it's time.
Yeah, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have myself an omelet every day.
Oh,
I'm a 1%er.
you're
Man.
egg rich.
I am egg rich.
You are egg rich, and that's a good rich to be.
It is a good one right now. So
It's a good
just,
rich to be.
when you think of me. Hey, over the weekend, I judged a chili.
How
chili
was
cook-off.
that?
It was a blast is what it was.
I'm jealous.
But what I came
I was
to-
so jealous of you.
There were nine different chilies. And what I realized is you need to very clearly define what chili is before you have a contest.
Okay. Well,
Did
Because-
you have some stew or stuff?
We had one that was probably the best carne asada I've ever had,
oh,
but it
was
wasn't.
not chili. Yeah.
But
okay.
it was the best thing I ate, but it wasn't chili.
Now, was there a category for?
Anyway, this was a chili cook-off.
Okay. I thought maybe there was like best overall,
And-
best non-traditional.
Not cook-off.
dish.
There might need to be, and the guy. See, there was money involved. This was kind of a family thing,
Okay.
but it's amongst there's like 8 siblings,
Oh,
so there's a buy-in. There was about $4,000 on the line,
so there was 8 siblings and 1 random group.
and a parent, and a group of high school buddies.
Okay.
So the siblings, and they'd kind of it wasn't like each brother or sister had their own team. They'd kind of intermingled, and there were some kids that had, but they're bunch, all one family, basically, plus this high school group. And they'd all bought in and had Ryan Eagle and I come out. And
You were the only judges?
There was one other judge who had been there before.
Less famous than you, though?
No one's near as famous as me.
Yeah.
And so we're all out there at this fabulous spread.
Did
And-
anybody think Joe was that other TV guy?
Well, I made sure I got there before Joe. I got there before Joe, and I go, when he walks up, somebody please say Bill Taylor.
Yeah.
Just please say, hey,
Oh,
Bill Taylor's here.
Did you tell him to tell you that? Yeah.
Did
And-
somebody do it?
And well, see, what I did was everybody kind of vaguely knew. You know, you see Joe Rideagle, and you go, I know him.
Yeah, he's
But
Bill
I've
Taylor.
seen him somewhere.
Everybody's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know him. And it's always a good thing. Nobody's mad to say, like, I remember that guy. But so I just mentioned, weather was not what I expected, was it, Joe? And from that moment on, there was about 4 lovely women, lovely ladies, who at that moment kind of thought he was Bill Taylor.
Yeah.
So they were talking weather to him. And you could tell Joe was like, they think I'm Bill Taylor. They're like, you know, when you didn't tell us the wind was coming.
What's going on with this cold
And
front?
Joe's like, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, we
Yeah,
didn't even know it was coming.
Yeah,
Joe's
it's a
like,
hell of a thing.
yeah, hell of a thing, man. Weather's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think the ladies legit thought he was Bill.
And they're like, well, what's the pressure system looking like? He's like,
yeah, you know, hell of a thing, weather.
lot of pressure on Schottenheimer, year 1.
Seriously.
You know,
But, you know, when we're talking bariatric pressure to shoddy.
Wow.
But, of course, Joe was the big star there.
oh yeah, I think Joe has grown that goatee to differentiate himself to make sure nobody confuses him for
I
anyone
think
else.
maybe he's
Oh,
now got
yeah.
a non-TV face.
Yes.
He's like Bill Taylor's evil twin
Yeah,
in a
he's
soap
like,
opera.
Of course I'm not him. I got a beard.
He is Bill Taylor's evil twin who's trying to take Bill Taylor's job.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Go back channel to become a weatherman.
All right, friends, we've got a hell of a program for you. Lots of movement in the NFL. I think the Spurs might officially be in corpse mode. That was one of the Spurs have done some embarrassing things this season. That was one of the worst showings I've seen.
You mean letting the Timberwolves have the most points scored in a four-quarter game in 2 years?
2 years? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But we got, listen, it's college basketball. The regular season is over, Rob. The regular season is over. Everything else is for all the marbles.
Go.
So plenty to talk about. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your early morning commute. Still in good shape. Now, we do have a stall at I-10 westbound before 35 that's off to the shoulder. Minor wreck just now reported at Wurzbach Parkway westbound right at West Avenue. Otherwise, all our major freeway systems looking good. Everything rolling at posted speeds. But if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stop.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
GimmeTheVin.com big cash giveaway. We're going to take all the cars that we buy and we're going to add $25,000 additional in the month of March. It might be a $1,000 car, it might be a $100,000 car, but you're going to get $25,000 more dollars if you're the winner. You can't afford not to shop us. Sell us your car at GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Let Popeyes do the fishing while you enjoy our signature seafood that you'll love, like our delicious flounder fish sandwich or crispy shrimp tackle box. So come give them a try before they're gone, y'all. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
With basketball season in full swing, make watching the game a little bit more exciting with your chance to win money with Underdog, one of the leading sports apps, and you can play in Texas. You could win up to 1,000 times your money with Underdog. Playing the pick'em game where you pick higher or lower on predicted stats. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right on your pick'em entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, the free agent frenzy will begin. The legal tampering window opens 11 o'clock Monday our time.
We're going to be keeping a close eye on both the Cowboys and the Texans and the rest of the NFL as well.
The Blitz starting Monday at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah. Good morning. Rock and roll, baby. For those of you who are new to the show, we don't always talk about sports on this program, so stick to sports doesn't work here. But that said, just know that I hate every politician equally. So if you think I'm making fun of your guy, I am, but I'll make fun of everybody.
Yeah.
I hate all politicians. So don't feel like I'm targeting you. I didn't vote for anybody that you would have voted for. So don't worry about me.
Did you vote for Stephen A?
Yes.
You see, he got his raise this weekend.
I wrote in.
Oh yeah.
I wrote in.
You wrote in Stephen A.
Harambe. Oh God, I miss Harambe so much. America.
You don't miss him. You didn't know anything about him till he was dead.
God, America was so much better with Harambe in it.
Everybody just.
He was a real hero.
Uh-huh.
He was a real hero, and we wiped him out.
Tell you.
God.
If Harambe was in Texas, he wouldn't have made it as long as he had.
What? Oh. It should be a protected species. The NFL yesterday was like it's moving day, baby. Things started up. The NFL offseason cranked up yesterday.
The dominoes were falling. Well, it actually started kicking about Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But over the weekend, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Yesterday was the news. Yeah, and 2 huge moves.
Okay.
Really. I mean, the dominoes really began with those.
Let's start with Myles Garrett. This is annoying to me because I was like, man, Myles Garrett is standing on the principle of like, you know what, man, I'm not here for the money anymore.
So what we last heard him before the weekend, desperate to go talk to Haslam.
And they said no.
Because I want to get out of here and I want to go explain why. Is that what?
Yes.
Okay, so he wanted to desperately leave. And the owner goes, nah, bruh, talk to the GM.
And the GM said, there's no way Myles Garrett's going to be gone from this team. We're keeping him.
And then did he ever talk to the owner? Who? I wonder who threw down the 160 or whatever million, whatever
I don't understand. It's the thing that bothered me the most is the goal was to never go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. That's a lie.
That's
a lie.
That is the abject and total lie. But it's not a lie if you believe it. So he evidently was.
He doesn't believe they were 3-14. He knows where he's at.
He was money whipped, but at some point he was at least given a blueprint that he could justify in his mind that yes, they're doing everything possible to win.
I mean,
but on the other side, AJ, as we throw stones at this dude, how many of us listening truly wake up every morning and aspire to win whatever championship lays in front of us? I mean, literally wakes up in the morning and aspires, I'm going to give 1,000% to this.
To be a champion.
To sacrifice family and life and everything that it takes to truly be a champion. How many of everybody listen as we cast stones to the dude that took a paycheck go, how dare he sell his soul?
No, listen. Had he done this without all the pomp and circumstance, I would have been fine. But don't say my priority is winning a championship. My priority is to be a Super Bowl champion and then take the money. That's because then you just BS'd everybody.
So I'm not mad at him for taking the money. I'm mad at him for pretending that he was something other than what is really going on.
Because all you did was use that as leverage to get more money out of your crappy team.
And for you to walk out after that within 3 days, come on, brother. Again, I'm happy for you. You've earned it. I mean, he is paid appropriately.
Yeah.
I mean, it's silly, the money, but appropriate in the world he lives in. So well done, but that's going to hang around your neck, brother. It's just going to be a thing that now, whenever we talk about you, we're going to remember the statement prior to the check.
Yeah.
And you're no different. He's no different than anybody else. He just happened to get money whipped in public.
I mean, again, it's just when you say, like, it's like saying you're a single man and you're like, the things that I'm looking for in a wife, or I want her to be, a good family woman, and then, and then you marry a gal who is like can't have kids, but she's really hot, and you go, oh, I mean, she's really hot.
Just take a look at her.
Yeah, I mean, I know we can't have kids, but she's really hot.
And maybe one day I'll buy a team that wins. Maybe now I can afford to go buy a team that will actually win, and I can control things. That's just the thing that strikes me here. And it was a very Cleveland thing to do. So they just now have the 2 highest paid players in the history of the world, or 2 of the 3 highest paid players in the history of the world.
Yeah,
on a 8-8 at best team, or 8-9 team.
Well, they were a 3-14 team last year.
At best, if everything comes through next year, you're going to win 8 games. So that's a very Cleveland thing to do. But congratulations, you got your guy.
It also includes a no trade clause, which.
Ain't nobody trading for that contract anyway, at least not anytime the next 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt weird that they were so, like, Garrett seemed so dug in on the priority for me is winning a Super Bowl, and then to less than 48 hours later be like, yeah, but they gave me the money.
He had come out of a recent negotiation, and he heard his agent say that, and he just regurgitated something he probably should have, not probably, definitely shouldn't have said in public. That's something you say while you're negotiating.
Yeah.
Look, all I care about is winning. I got to go. How about $159 million? All I want to do is win a Super Bowl, and I can't win it here. How about 161 plus a company car and free Pepsi every time you walk in the building? Whatever
Sold.
it takes. Sold. I'm done. I got free coffee, Jerry, for the rest of my life. I got free coffee. So,
well, there's plenty more moves that happen in the NFL to talk about. But before we get into those, I think we should talk about how this move affects the Vaqueros. And again, I've said this before, Jerry continues to let the world pass him by, and he sees the clock ticking, and that daylight savings that you're bitching about, that's another hour eaten up where it's getting more expensive by the hour, and it's like he doesn't seem to realize it.
I'm not sure immediately how much more expensive it got. I'm really curious how far down the line the negotiations got. Because I'm not going to let a new contract that fell out of the woodwork really affect the hard work I've done as an agent too. I think Micah has said I'm willing to take less, but I'll tell you the dollar amount did go up. We'll know in the next 48 hours where Jerry's head's at. He's got to sign him quick, but I don't think it affects the deal.
Max Crosby, 2 weeks ago, became the highest paid defensive player ever. Myles Garrett is now the highest paid defensive player ever. Micah Parsons is younger than both of them.
Yeah, and for that reason, I think they can sign a longer deal if he wants it to justify it, because his agent's going to and he's going to have to come out with something that says, I'm the biggest, the best, the fastest.
Yep.
And sometimes it's the most per year, sometimes it's the most guaranteed, but everybody's got to have a thing that my agent went and got me. Even if it's not the most total, it's the most something. And I just don't think that this deal is as big a game changer as the Crosby deal was. I think once the Crosby deal was set, I think the market was set at that point, and we kind of knew I got to be within $4 or $5 million of that.
So we'll talk about Mike. I also want to talk about the Browns in that, is this really what they wanted? Because it feels like he kind of gave you an out, and you didn't take. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your early morning commute. Still in good shape. Now, we do have a stall at I-10 westbound before 35 that's off to the shoulder. Minor wreck just now reported at Wurzbach Parkway westbound right at West Avenue. Otherwise, all our major freeway systems looking good. Everything rolling at posted speeds. But if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook. Plus, the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Calling all flag football fans. H-E-B and the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the first annual Dallas Cowboys Flag Football Classic presented by H-E-B. On March 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to the Star Soccer Complex in San Antonio to watch local youth flag football teams take the field, hang with Rowdy at the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer, and more. For more details, visit DallasCowboys.com/HEB flag today.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, cause this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself anymore, testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment with the TRT experts at Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. With over a decade of TRT experience, book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle. All right. It felt to me like Myles Garrett gave the Browns an out. Myles Garrett said, "Hey man, you guys can get rid of me. You can remind you, the Cleveland Browns are the one team that is currently over the 2026 projected salary cap." And they said, you know what? You don't have a quarterback. You know, he's likely going to miss the whole season with a torn Achilles. I'm almost 30 years old. Trade me now. Rebuild your team. And again, this has nothing to do with is Myles Garrett worth is he worth the money? Of course he is. But does paying Myles Garrett right now make sense for the Cleveland Browns? And my answer is kind of no.
No, it doesn't. But you're trying to make sense out of nonsense. You're trying to assign rational thought to an organization that is irrational at every turn. I mean, we should have known this was coming. If there's a wrong move, Cleveland's going to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, do the opposite of what you think, Cleveland. Whatever you think is the right one today is wrong. So if you think that keeping him around, that's wrong. The moment you thought Deshaun Watson was theft, you were wrong. Jameis Winston, you were wrong. Baker Mayfield, letting him go. Turns out you were wrong. I mean, you're wrong at every turn. And you act like Cleveland's trying to get out of this. I mean, he got a raise. He got a raise for being magnanimous by your estimation.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could be the GM of the Cleveland Browns.
I guarantee you could have.
I could do a better job, I think.
I firmly believe, AJ, and anybody who's listened to me for any length of time, I've always said it. Being a GM of a professional sports team ain't that hard. It's not. Now, you have to hire good people, but for those of us on the outside looking in, it ain't that hard of a decision to make. That this was dumb. This was dumb by every measure. This was an ego move to prove to yourself as the owner that you can afford it. I can afford it. I can afford it. What is it? Oh, you want to leave, do you? I can afford it.
Yeah. Well, they can afford it, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the Browns get better.
No.
They could have turned this into so many picks.
Yes.
And instead, well, now you're still the Browns.
For whatever reason,
you're the same team that last year went 3-14 with Myles Garrett being great. You're 3-14 though.
Man, he wants to be Steinbrenner. He wants to. I got money. I'll money whip it. If enough money, I can whip this thing into championship caliber. But he has a salary cap.
Yeah. And again, this has nothing to do with what Myles Garrett is. Myles Garrett has 44 sacks in the last 3 years. Myles Garrett is an absolute freak. Mm-hmm. But Myles Garrett doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a team that is just doomed for it. They didn't make sense for each other, and that's why I thought that Myles saying like, "Hey, I want to go win," like maybe that would be enough to make the Browns realize, yeah, he's not going to win here. And our best chance to win is to move on from him and try to hit reset. And, like, they both looked at each other and said, hey, this is best for both of us. And then they said, but let's stay married anyway.
Well, okay, so let's remember today, week 6 next year, Gardner Minshew is coming off his 3rd consecutive loss. They've given up 80,000 points. Myles has got a couple of sacks, and in fact, probably pretty dominant on 3rd and long. But there ain't no wins. And when he's bitching, when his team sucks, let's just remember today.
Yeah. I think that's all you can do and say, hey, you chose this life.
Yeah, man, you decided you wanted Gardner or T.J. McConnell.
It's going to be Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
That you chose. That was your decision.
Congratulations.
So own it, big boy. Buy steaks.
Yeah. Hey, Cleveland to Canton, baby.
Cleveland to Canton. It's close, man. I've made that drive. It's real close.
There's no pit stop at a Super Bowl, but it's Cleveland to Canton. You're there. Congratulations. No, I just think it's I don't know what the decision means for the Browns other than more of the same.
Prolonged mediocrity.
Yep. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the Micah Parsons situation. And now it seems, and this is no shock, the price of business is going up. We'll talk about that. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to circalasvegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their best seller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For decades, Rudy's has been serving Texans incredible barbecue. But they've also been a community champion as well. And now when you visit any of their 4 San Antonio locations, just make a $10 donation to the Puppy Food Bank. And you'll receive a certificate valid for $15 in free barbecue and 2 soft drinks. So do the numbers. That's a $22 value for just $10. You'll enjoy great barbecue for less, and Puppy Food Bank can save more pet lives. Thank you, Rudy's.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Guys, if you ever spend time on social media, you'll often find yourself just being hit with bad news and worse comments, and you'll see how everybody's life is so picture perfect and they've got this great job promotion and you're wondering, man, where am I? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing. Imagine how you'd feel if you just spent 45 minutes focused on how you're doing. That's what they're about at Cerebral. They make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. If you're dealing with stress, anxiety, you want to be more present and focused, you want to sleep better, you want to have better relationships, you've got to work on yourself. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for your overall being. So take the first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
So here we sit. Free agency begins 2 days. The highest paid player in the history of the NFL not being a quarterback was assigned yesterday to Myles Garrett, and here sits Micah.
Yeah.
Now, he's told us he doesn't need to be the highest paid.
He just wants to get paid.
He wants to get paid, and he's going to get paid. Jerry's talked about it. He's cleared some cap space. We've got about 24 hours before we find out. I really believe if it's going to happen, if he's going to get the deal, the structure was kind of set with Max Crosby's deal last week. Yesterday was a bit of a surprise, but I don't think it's going to throw the negotiations that have gone on between Micah and Jerry over the last several months, if there has been any, off. Now, I say that that's a big if, but I assume that they've been talking. And if they have, yeah, the dollar values might vary, but I think if they were already in the same ballpark, I don't think it threw negotiations out to where they're starting at where Garrett is. All I know is my experience with negotiations in this stratosphere is the player and the agent need to walk out able to claim something is the biggest, the best, the grandest. And there's different ways to judge success on that. You could claim, I've got the highest guarantee of all time. You can claim, I got the biggest contract. I get the biggest annual. I make more in 1 year than anybody ever has. There's a lot of it out there. How you doing?
Better now.
Good.
Nice. Look at that smile.
Yeah, he's floated in here. There's a lot of ways.
I'm walking on sunshine.
To claim success, and some of it is a quick trip to the bathroom and a lighter feeling. But here we sit as Micah. I do believe, AJ, then the next 36 hours, if something doesn't happen now.
What's going to happen? Nothing?
Well, he's not going to
happen.
Well, something's going to happen with somebody else. I mean, the money is going to get spent. Right. It's either going to get spent on Micah or it's going to get spent on somebody else in the next 5 to 7 days. I mean, the money's going to get spent. Free agency is going to begin. This is why you have the money. They're either going to dive in first and wait for what's left, or wait for what's left. One or the other, and diving in first would be signing your own. But if they don't, and they're signing elsewhere, I don't think Micah's back, or at least franchise tag is imminent. Well, it's too late for that. He's done.
I think we are now looking at $125 million is the number.
I think 120. I don't know. By Micah's statement, he doesn't have to be the most. I just think he needs to be loved, and he's going to have to be the most of something.
He's going to be the most. And like you said, it's one thing for you to say it, but your agents behind the scenes are saying, like,
what are you talking about? My job is to extract as much money as possible under the best circumstances for you. And if I'm doing anything less than that, unless you specifically tell me not to, I'm actually committing a bit of malpractice. There's a fiduciary responsibility for me to go get as much as possible and keep you happy.
And then you have to ask the question, because we just asked it about the Cleveland Browns, is paying Micah in the best interest of the Dallas Cowboys?
I think it's different for the Cowboys than for Cleveland.
Well, the Cowboys weren't 3-14.
Yeah.
You're right.
But it's not that different. It's kind of different, but in the grand circumstances, they're both dealing with quarterback contracts that are, quite frankly, just about impossible to get out from underneath. They both have both of these guys, quite frankly, deserve every penny they're going to get. They truly are at that upper echelon, and both of them are below our average football teams. The difference being Jerry is probably closer than Cleveland, or the Cowboys are probably closer than Cleveland to being some kind of contender, and it's not because of talent. It's about locale.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got to fight through Baltimore and Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They got so much to deal with that the Cowboys, luckily, only have to deal with the Super Bowl champions. I mean, that sounds crazy, but it's true. That I think the Cowboys probably have an easier road to get better than Cleveland. And that's probably the worst situation to find Jerry, because he's going to try to keep the status quo to prove to his own ego that he was always right.
I was reading a story about guys that, and it's funny, guys that we haven't really considered, because we've been talking about, well, how are the Cowboys going to fill all the holes that they've got? I didn't really consider that some of the guys that are under contract right now, they might be gone too. And there was a list of guys who've got basically no more guaranteed money, that it'd be real easy to move on from them. Terrence Steele, the Cowboys could save $13.25 million in 25 salary cap if they cut him.
Yeah, but you have to have a viable replacement.
I mean, you're right, but you've got a bunch of spots to fill. So, like, I mean, how do you do it? Trayvon Diggs, you could save $10 million getting rid of Trayvon Diggs. And again, how do you replace him? I don't know. But the thing about having guys like that is eventually you're going to have to pay him again, and then what do you do?
Well, hopefully you don't have to pay him nearly as much as you did the first time.
Donovan Wilson.
Well, Donovan's gone. I can guarantee Donovan Wilson will not be a Cowboy.
That's $7 million.
That's a done one, yeah.
Malik Hooker.
That's a good question.
5.75.
That's about the defense. I don't know how things are going to play out, but I have a sense he's probably gone too.
Jalen Turner.
That's a good one.
Jalen Turner. Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
3.4.
I thought he should have been gone last year, so we'll see if any of the Jalens survive this change.
Damon Clark. 3.4.
Well, Damon Clark, I like Damon. I think that's a guy you pay.
Well, and who knows? I guess you've got a new coaching staff. So, who knows what the defense is going to look like?
I agree with you. A lot of these guys, especially those kind of fringe starters that have gotten minutes and time because of injuries that have actually played okay, that contracts are coming up, yeah, they're not going to be able to keep them because they put good film down. All those guys.
And some of these guys, like Terrence Steele, the Cowboys just made a bad decision on Terrence Steele.
He earned it, though. I'm not mad at the decision. He, undrafted free agent, steps into the void and plays extraordinary for a year and a half. And he just has never – and he got hurt, and they took care of him while he was hurt. And we've never looked at him the same since.
We've never looked at him the same because he's not the same.
Right. But
he's now a below league average caliber starter.
When they paid him, it seemed appropriate at the time. Nobody was upset for the money they paid Steele at the time. Now, he hasn't lived up to it, and that's just football. But
that's what I'm saying. Now you can get rid of him without a punishment.
He isn't. But the thing is, a fully functioning Terrence Steele is a pretty good right tackle. I mean, we know that it was there, but we haven't seen a healthy one in so long. I don't know if it's worth waiting.
That sounds like, a fully functional Zeke Zeke Elliott is.
But again, we're talking. Well, you're right. But how many holes on this line do you want to fill? And do you want to create another one?
Well, I mean, he's already a hole.
Well, not really. I mean, at least he's a known quantity. We know he is capable. I agree that he's
below
not
replacement level player.
But there's worse. There are worse guys on that line than him.
Yeah. Yeah. They've just there's a whole, and this is why the decision on Micah is so interesting.
The wise move is to let him go, but sometimes the wise move is not the best move for you and the short-term needs of this team. But the wise move is obviously you let the guy go and start building in the appropriate places. That's what a smart football team would do. That's one with a long-term vision and a true understanding of their current talent and situation they find themselves. What they would do is let him go, trade him, find a way to bring some cheap talent back, and go again. It wouldn't be the first time a defensive lineman has been moved for that very reason. But that's not what is good for Jerry today.
God, think about if they wouldn't have given Dak that money. Everything would be so different right now. I mean, we'd be going, well, who the hell's going to play quarterback next year? But
at least they'd be looking in the draft. They'd be free agent money.
You'd have so much wiggle room, so much maneuvering you could do. It's like, I don't know. This whole thing is just it's spiraled into like a mess that really can't be fixed. All right, plenty more to discuss. Plenty more moves in the NFL to discuss. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new Gold Standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait. Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Boulevard.
There are lots of reasons to get excited for spring. Warmer weather, get-togethers, and now new spring arrivals from your favorite brands at Macy's. Even more exciting, refresh your beauty routine at our Buy More, Save More event. Pick up new skincare, makeup, and fragrances from Estee Lauder, Valentino, MAC, and more. And save $30 with every $150 you spend. The more you spend, the more you save. Don't wait. Beauty deals this good won't last long. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off regular price beauty and fragrance. Exclusions apply.
All right, guys, summer is coming. You could hit the gym, but you're probably going to say, I'll start next Monday. Here's what you need to do. You need to get M-Sculpt Neo from Dr. Connie Hires. It burns fat, builds muscle, and tightens up your abs, your arms, even your butt and your legs. And guess what? She can do it, too. Couples who sculpt together, well, call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com. FindYourBeautiful.com, because Dad Bod season is officially over, and Dr. Connie Hires is here to help you get ready for summer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, looks like we do have a new trouble spot, 35 northbound, just before Olympia Parkway. Accident taking up 2 right lanes. Already a 30-minute delay. Looks to be a multi-vehicle accident. 3 vehicles involved in this crash. Slow from O'Connor. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs fell to the Timberwolves last night, 141-124. It was the most points the Timberwolves have scored in the last 2 seasons. Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett signed a 4-year extension that averages $40 million a year and includes $123.5 million guaranteed, according to Adam Schefter. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Number 2 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's give away 2 4-packs. How about that, Vic?
All right.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
2 family 4-packs to see the San Antonio Gunslingers home opener at the Freeman against the Tulsa Oilers, the hated Tulsa Oilers.
The AAA team used to be the Drillers. The baseball team, it was the Tulsa Drillers.
Yeah, I think it still is.
Yeah, I mean, just they've kept the
they got a theme
motif there, the Tulsa oil business.
Well, there ain't a lot going on in Oklahoma other than that. It's like they could call it
they have legal weed.
That's true.
So weed and oil?
And yet they're about to build the tallest building in the United States.
Oh, well, thank God. That's going to fix all their
in
financial
Oklahoma
woes.
City.
They've just got it figured out then. It's going to be they said, you know what will be a real tourism hotspot for us? Having the tallest building.
Can you imagine? The tall is going to be in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma's the worst. What a horrible place.
I'm going to be up there in a couple of weeks.
I'm sorry. Why?
I'm going to go see Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Oh, you ended up you're going to that thing, huh?
I'm going to go.
Look at you.
Yeah, he's got a double date with Famous James.
Famous
James.
On a road trip.
Yeah.
Did he give you a discount on the ticket?
No, not a break. No. See, Famous James is famous for a reason. He's kind of a musician. He's a traveling, dirty musician.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of got behind the scenes on these tickets, so I got a pretty good deal on him.
He didn't offer me one.
He doesn't like you.
I notice. Well, he texts me every freaking day.
Well, maybe you should reply.
I do. I reply more than you do.
I think he actually has some more. I don't think he thought you wanted to go.
No, he's right.
Yeah, you don't want to go.
I think he would be happy to have offered, but
dude, I'm not going to Oklahoma. You could tell me, hey, I got tickets to go see the Rolling Stones in Oklahoma, and I'll go, where? Oklahoma? No, I'm good. I'm good, Bubba.
Kind of Texas country, the Beatles getting back together.
That's all right. If the Beatles literally got back together in Oklahoma, I'd pass.
Wow, your priorities are way out of
No,
whack.
they're not.
Like, again.
They're really not. They're really not. Listen.
Texas's hat.
Yeah, you go live up there with those land thieves. All right. Let's continue to look through the free agency deals over the weekend.
Wait, you're gonna give away the tickets. What caller?
Oh yeah, caller 4 and 5 will win those tickets.
All
Sorry.
right. There you
win
go.
family 4-pack to the Gunslingers Oilers.
Which,
game.
if you haven't been, it's a family friendly event.
I've been.
Lots of fun.
I've been. I went with you.
I really recommend you guys heading out. Grab the fam.
We crushed about 15 beers.
Go and watch some football up close and personal.
That's March 22nd is the home opener. Yeah, it's a good time. Good time over there at the Freeman. Okay. The elsewhere in free agency, the Ravens re-signed Ronnie Stanley. And Ronnie Stanley is a guy who has missed 36 games in the last 5 years, but he just played 17 regular season games this last year. 3 years, $60 million. I think this is a good move for the Ravens.
Do you trust contract health? It seems invariably on a contract year, guys manage to play an entire season. But if they've missed any time previously, you could expect it to happen the next
But you know what? This is why I don't blame the Ravens. Like, it's the opposite reason of why I say the Browns, because if you take out the fact that they're the Browns, like, you've got every reason to give Myles Garrett whatever he wants.
No, I agree with the signing of Stanley. I'm just saying he ain't going to play a full season next year.
I'm sure
That's just not in him. But I understand getting him.
But because the Ravens are in the mix, they are in their window, you've got to keep the band together while you can. So that's a good move. The Seattle Seahawks had a weird weekend.
They dismantled is what they did.
It pretty much did. The Steelers trade a 2025 second-round pick, and they do a late-round pick swap, and the Steelers get DK Metcalf, who we talked about DK Metcalf being available, and it wasn't a real surprise. DK Metcalf, I think DK Metcalf must have already known the next part of the deal, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Do you think he did?
I think, yeah. I think that all the writing was on the wall.
Well, somebody knew.
But the Steelers it's a weird trade because Steelers don't even know who their quarterback is, and they're trading for wide receivers.
I think they do. I think they decided by the move.
That was kind of what I was thinking, was that Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf have a relationship, and maybe that's why that was part of the. But again,
I ask you I said, do you think that he arrived because Russell's there, or did he arrive because Russell's leaving? And you thought, well, there must be a relationship because the Russell factor played a huge role.
Yeah, yeah. I guess if you're looking for guys who want to play with Russell Wilson, the list probably ain't that long.
It's a short list, but yeah. He's a deep ball dude, and Russell's got a great deep ball. I get the move, but obviously he wouldn't have gotten there unless there was at least a mutual respect kind of thing.
And that's the other thing that's kind of weird for the Steelers is they already kind of have a DK Metcalf type in George Pickens.
Yeah, but Pickens is half crazy.
That's very I mean, you don't think DK Metcalf's half crazy?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Maybe he was, but I think let's talk about that. I think that's one of those situations where Pickens, once they explain to him, look, dude, this is good for you. Ask T. Higgins what it's like to have a dude on the other side. I mean, this is good for you. You don't have to be the number one to be number one. So just because he's here doesn't mean anything bad for you. In fact, your production's probably going to go up. And as a total, if they can find a running back and Russell can do what he did last year, Pittsburgh has upgraded.
Yeah. This and the other half of that deal is Geno Smith going to the Raiders in a move that they get a 2025 third-round pick for him.
What was your first thought? As a pseudo kind of Raider fan, you were inside the building for a minute. So as a guy who has at least some friendly thoughts about the Raiders, Geno Smith, what was the first thing across your mind?
They're spinning their wheels.
Kind of like, meh, all right, got a bridge.
Like, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's a guy who first of all, he's an upgrade from what they've had. He's an upgrade over Gardner Minshew. He's an upgrade over Aiden Hutchinson. Not Aiden Hutchinson.
Or T.J. McConnell or whatever.
Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, he's an upgrade over those guys. But, again, I always say this. Geno Smith is about as average quarterback can be. He's a guy who will be perfectly serviceable for the Raiders.
And maybe because it's so meh, it's a great move because it's been the Raiders who have been known to go a little other direction. But to me, I felt like you might have been able to get a little bit more meat on the bone. But that's just me.
Now, I know that Pete Carroll knows Geno, trusts Geno, apparently. For the Raiders, I think at least they aimed higher because, remember, they thought they were going to be able to get Matt Stafford. So I guess you shoot for the stars, and if you hit a bird, you eat the bird.
Maybe you draft the quarterback this year, whatever's left over there late in the 5th, 6th round, and hope for the best next year. But yeah, I think by its just mundane averageness, I think it's probably the best thing that the Raiders could have done.
I think so too, and exactly what I expected to happen. I think I texted in the group chat. Seahawks Sam Darnold looks like the next big thing, and a couple hours later, it came out the Seahawks are pursuing Sam Darnold. No surprise. I would imagine that ends up being the pairing there. The other move, Devontae Adams ends up with the L.A. Rams, 2 years, $46 million.
This team was letting Stafford shop around just a couple of weeks ago, and now they have gone and invested like crazy.
Well, also, remember a couple of weeks ago they were saying we're going to trade Cooper Kupp because his age timeline doesn't line up with ours. Well, okay. Well, now you just got a 32-year-old Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but I like this. He's different.
I do too.
This is a good get, man. I'm surprised by this.
Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. That is one of the best 1-2 punches in football, and Matthew Stafford is a kind of dude who can – and Matt, you put all three of those guys and Kyron Williams in the backfield, who I like. You add in, sprinkle in a Sean McVay. Oh, man. Yeah, I like the offense there in L.A.
Stafford's a fantasy quarterback.
And letting Devontae Adams be the number 2 option, there's a lot of good things here.
Fast track, yes, sir. They did very well for themselves.
Yeah.
And what happened? Chargers, man. What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and maybe he chose the Rams over the Chargers. I'm not sure, but
I watched somebody else getting money whipped. Come on, Chargers, you got it in your pockets.
But yeah, but also if I'm Devontae Adams and I say, well, you can either play in Sean McVay's offense or Jim Harbaugh's offense. And I'm Devontae Adams. I go, Devontae Adams probably thinking, man, Sean McVay's offense seems a lot like there's a whole bunch of ball catching. And Jim Harbaugh feels like there's a whole bunch of blocking.
I just blame the Chargers for not catching. Well, no, the Chargers should have money whipped him the same way the Browns did for Garrett. I know what you're thinking, but we'll pay you for your participation, even though it might not be quite as much.
No, I agree completely. The New England Patriots, a team that had a million holes
and all the money.
Yep. They've got a good young quarterback, and they get Harold Landry III, who had 19.5 sacks over the last 2 years playing for the Titans. They won 9 games in 2 years. And this is a guy who Mike Vrabel coached there in Tennessee and said, yeah, I want that guy. That makes me think that this is a good call. He is 29 years old, which feels old for a team that's in the very early stages of a rebuild. But maybe it means the Patriots are going to get competitive faster than people expect them to.
Or Vrabel's just looking for corporate knowledge guys.
It could be.
To show the kids how to play.
Could be. But I generally, even though I hate to say this out loud, I generally trust the direction the Patriots are going in.
I used to genuinely. My belief up until very recently is if the Patriots got him, what do they know that I don't? Because obviously they know something.
Yeah.
You know, and I always felt like they got the right guy at the right time with just enough left in the orange to get something out of it.
Yeah. And then the Buffalo Bills.
Well done.
The Buffalo Bills make Josh Allen the richest player in the history of football time.
At least for the next couple of days.
Yes. 6 years, $330 million, $250 million guaranteed. The largest guaranteed total given to an NFL player, surpassing Deshaun Watson's $230 million. Allen, this is the weird thing. Allen was already signed through 2028, and the Bills said they did the opposite of what Jerry Jones would do. They said, you know what? We can pay him now, and it'll sound like a whole lot of money now, But I imagine by the time 2028 comes around, we're going to have a pretty good value deal on Josh Allen.
He'll be in the top 10. That's about it.
And Josh Allen is, I've said this before, I think Josh Allen is the most single important person to his franchise in the NFL. I don't think there's a player who carries a team more than Josh Allen carries the Bills.
No question.
But if you want to stay competitive, you got to keep him.
What's
in the
Allen's
fold.
money again? What's the deal?
It is 250 guaranteed. 250 guaranteed. It's 6 years, 330, and it sends him through the 30-30 season now.
So
or 20-30, not 30-30.
When Jaden McDaniels,
he'll probably be dead by 30-30.
This time next year. Well, we might have 2 years, but I have a sense it'll be next year. We're going to start talking Jaden McDaniels.
Oh, it'll be C.J. Stroud first.
Stroud, there we go.
So then it'll be Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
So
those guys.
And I think Stroud's going to get everything that McDaniel will. So this time next year, we're starting at 250 guaranteed over 5. Is that where we're starting?
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Okay,
that's probably about right. And I don't know. I mean, listen, I've said before the Bills have a very mediocre roster besides Josh.
They had to pay him,
but there's no way to compete if you don't have Josh. And I think Josh, when I was talking earlier about the most valuable player to their franchise being Josh, I meant on the field. But I think also like that city and that fan base has just adopted him in a way where.
Let's compare Buffalo to the Dallas Mavericks, because I think there's I think Buffalo, when you want a title. You do.
Yeah.
You want a title, but also there's the belief in Buffalo. If we don't get the title, at least we got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I'll wake up, I'll wear his jersey, and he will never not be a Buffalo Bill. Luka and the Mavericks, it was the same idea. I don't know if anybody was more important to a franchise anywhere than Luka was to the Mavericks. And it was more than just winning. It was the generation of kids that have the jerseys that no matter what, we might not win it, but we got Luka. And I think that more than anything else for the Pagulas to do what they did in Buffalo was the only move to do it. Only move to be had. It was a matter of just how much do you want me to pay you today to do this?
My buddy Matt, who's a Bills fan, somebody in our group chat was like, Allen has to win a Super Bowl now, 0 excuses, and if he doesn't, it's going to handcuff the team salary cap wise.
Yeah, well.
And my buddy Matt said, I don't care about anything other than I get to watch Josh Allen for 6 more years.
And I think every professional franchise learned an invaluable lesson from the Mavericks. Sometimes the dude is more important than the title.
If you told Mavericks fan, hey, Luka's going to be here for the next 10 years, you're going to have a lot of fun. You're not going to win a title.
But you'll have a shot. You might have
You're going to contend, but you're probably not going to win a title. Dallas fan would take it.
Absolutely.
Over the alternative, which is you don't have Luka anymore. And I think that's a good comparison. It's an apt comparison. And Bills fans, I know personally, I always say, man, if you pay your quarterback too much, how do you build a team? And I still believe that, but I also, the alternative is way worse.
Well, there are so few people that we can put in that position, but he's one of them. And it's man meets moment, and absolutely, I don't think anybody would ever question any dollar that he has brought in.
And it's funny, it makes me wonder if that's how people a year ago looked at Dak Prescott. Like,
No, that was never the case. Just look back in history. This was an owner doing something completely different. I do think that Josh McDaniel is the next dude to be held in that kind of esteem. But even then, Washington is different than Buffalo. Buffalo is closer to what San Antonio was. They're an island. They're flyover country. And Josh Allen brought a flashlight or spotlight to Buffalo that whether they're winning or not, we still got Josh Allen. And you're going to have to come in here and beat us in this frozen tundra.
This is Brandon Beane, the GM of the Bills, said, I love Josh. I'm so proud of what he's done. And so I could be here all day talking about how great he is and what he's done for our team and where he belongs in the pecking order and all that stuff. He and I have a great relationship. We talk a lot. When the dust settles, this is what he was saying. This is what he said at the end of the season this year. We talk a lot. When the dust settles, before we ever really start talking to his agent or have his agents call me, like Josh and I will have those conversations about a potential extension, holistically about the team, things like that. And I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. There will be a time and a place. Not saying we will, but not ruling it out either. This was already in the works at the end of this season. And again, they're 4 years early on this. He was already signed through 2028. This is being proactive, something that, I mean, Dallas has quite frankly done the opposite.
There's some risk. I mean, the Bills have stepped out on a plank. They have met him halfway. I mean, he might have hamstrung himself into never winning a title because of the money he's going to be making in a couple of years. But the Bills, if something weird was to happen, something whether extracurricular or injury-wise, they're done for. They're done.
Josh Allen could turn out to be one of these massage freaks. He could be one of these guys who's walking around in a boot when he goes fishing. But so far, Josh Allen has shown no indications that that's what he is. And remember, the Browns paid Deshaun Watson knowing he was a freak. The Cowboys paid Dak Prescott knowing he was walking around in a boot to go fishing.
And they're both done for.
And Josh Allen has never been seriously injured in his career. Knock on wood.
It's a risk. But it's a risk that is certainly valid. I mean, I get it. You pay him, and no matter what happens, nobody looks back on this as a bad decision.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll be right back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138, visit Prevnar20.com, or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. and happy 50.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and yet another humbling professional update? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation on your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for Mind Time.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1. Ren says, we get it. You love Josh Allen and the Bills. Well, it's not. I'm not. Listen.
Well, that's very well known.
Yeah, I'm not hiding that.
I don't think he ever tried to hide it. But
no. I try to be objective about these types of things. And I do think that this was it. This is a wise business decision and it's just like you remember when the Chiefs signed that Mahomes deal and everyone was like, the numbers then were like, oh my God, they're giving that to one person. And, of course, the Chiefs have gotten their money's worth way more than anybody's gotten their money's worth out of any player in history, arguably, other than Thomas Brady. But my point is, what sounds like a lot now, if you think you've got a real dude, ends up not being that much in a couple years. And there's only a handful of guys that I would say I'd be willing to go out on that limb with. It's the Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow guys. And if you don't have one of those guys, I feel like, well, good luck.
Well, with every position, to pay now is to save money later. Yeah. I mean, it's just inflation. But this one was an extraordinary dive in. But I just wanted to, while they did it, this was a bold move. It wasn't the easiest move. I mean, this was to pay this kind of money in 4 years. Who knows? I mean, this no question. They're on the hook. This was not an easy decision to make, but it's absolutely the right one, and it's the kind of decision that every time Jerry had the chance to make those decisions, and we can name 3 or 4 players down the line over the last, he always chose to wait. In every circumstance, in his mind, a delay was a win. As long as I don't have to write a check today, I'm happy, and it has worked to the negative in every circumstance. In every situation, he ended up paying more for longer.
Elsewhere, according to Adam Schefter, now the Pittsburgh Steelers, they wish they had Josh Allen. Instead, they are weighing their options between Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and now apparently a new potential quarterback has emerged. His name is Aaron Rodgers. The Rodgers and the Steelers are expected to talk and explore a union between Rodgers and Mike Tomlin.
Do you believe this at all? Do you believe there's any merit to this?
Yeah. I mean, I think the Steelers are like, listen, if I were choosing between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, I'd love to have a third option too. Now, do I think that Aaron Rodgers is better than either one of those guys? No. I would probably rather have both of those guys than Aaron Rodgers.
You're playing with fire. You might end up with nothing.
Yeah, I'm not looking for Aaron Rodgers, but I also understand you ought to kick the tires on everything because Fields and Wilson aren't exactly the best options you could choose from.
Again, we fall back to Metcalf deal, is he arriving because Russell's staying, or is he arriving because Russell's leaving?
Or did he want out because he knew that Lockett was gone and Geno Smith were gone?
Well, it just seems such a random, if not completely planned, arrival. I mean, of all the places to end up, is where your former quarterback, the place where you had your most success, or with the guy you had the most success, happens to be there. I don't think this is accidental.
The Jets apparently are also interested in Justin Fields. The Jets can't make an offer to him until 11 o'clock our time today.
Don't you think that the Steelers are praying they make an offer?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what the Steelers' best option is of those guys.
No, it's not about best option. I think they're just hoping somebody makes their decision for them. If you're still not sure after over a year, if you still don't know, this dude has spent a season with you. You've worked him out. He's been in practice. You've seen what he's like on a bad day. You've seen what he's like on a good day. And you still don't know, means you probably will never know.
Yeah. But I do know that Justin Fields was 4-2 last year when he started those games.
If you like him, pay him. What I'm saying is, yes, he did enough, but you're still entertaining Aaron Rodgers and talking about Russell. If you know, you know. What exactly is the holdup here?
Well, it's one of those things where if you've got three guys in mind, it means that you don't really have a guy in mind.
Exactly. So dive in on one of them, man, and decide one of them. And was the move for Metcalf a tip of the hand? This is where we're going, because I don't think one's significantly better than the other. You're just going to have to choose and go with it.
I don't know either. I do know that Aaron Rodgers stunk last year, and Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. He's not going to get better. Aaron Rodgers is not getting better.
Well, there's that. But the Tomlin-Rodgers dynamic just seems like these two dudes are just too old to even try this. I mean, why on earth would Aaron want to inflict that self on himself? And why on earth would the Steelers, the most bedrock of every franchise in the NFL, why on earth would you bring in the biggest single circus in all of the NFL?
That part doesn't make sense to me. And also, Aaron Rodgers, what the Jets were hoping for was a quick fix. The Steelers have never, ever been a quick fix organization. They've never thought that way. And you know what? You can argue what their success has been in the Tomlin era. They've got one ring in that time and a lot of first round playoff exits, but they've been very consistent and they've been at least competitive constantly.
A long time ago, I worked in the grocery business when I first came out of school, and I sat in on a meeting with my boss negotiating a deal with Coke, and the entire time he sat there, he made a point of getting a can of Pepsi and sitting it on his desk. He never brought it up, but during the whole meeting, there was a can of Pepsi sitting on the desk while he was talking to the dudes from Coke. I get the sense that maybe Aaron Rodgers is the can of Pepsi with Russell. Do you think those two get along? Can you imagine? You're Russell Wilson. Same guy as Aaron Rodgers. Got one Super Bowl, faded glory, got a lot of social issues, kind of bigger than I think I am kind of stuff. And you're bringing in Aaron Rodgers to negotiate against me. Literally the same dude as me. Because they're the same guy. I mean, different skill sets, but massive ego with fading talent.
Yeah.
And you brought him in to negotiate against me.
And for both of them, it's been like, do teammates really want to be in the locker room with these guys?
Either one. So you're like, what exactly is Pittsburgh doing?
Well, that's why I kind of feel good if I'm Justin Fields saying, "Hey, man, I'm different. I'm like
he is truly different."
And that's the other thing. Justin Fields at least has a little bit of unscratched lottery ticket to him, whereas I know exactly what Russell Wilson is.
And I know what Aaron Rodgers is.
And I know exactly what Aaron Rodgers is, and both of them have an arrow down next to them. If Justin Fields has an arrow neutral next to him, I'll take that over the arrow down of those other two guys.
Well, I can't imagine knowing that those two agents can you imagine they cross in the parking lot? Like they're both in the parking lot.
Such a weird deal.
And one group is walking out as the other one's walking in. It'd be like the outsiders.
Let's ride.
Right. We got to throw it out in the parking lot like Burgundy with the other news organizations.
I wonder who, I wonder who his teammates, if I were Tom, I'd go into the offensive line room and the running back room, the receiver room, and just say, like, who would you guys rather have?
Which one of these
Can we take a straw poll? Like, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you want Russ. Raise your hand if you want Rodgers. And everybody's just like got their hands in their pockets. Like,
I don't know, boss.
Find me literally anything else.
Because Russell's got Sierra, so there is that.
Yeah,
she might come by the locker room every now and again.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what the Steelers do, but I am fascinated to see.
Rodgers has got the best weed.
I don't think Rodgers even messes with weed. He's
not.
onto the heavier stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure he does. I'm going to go with I'm pretty sure that he does.
I think more shrooms is more likely.
Well, I think there's that. There's part of that, but I do believe that he is open to all things holistic.
Yes,
I think he's open to many things.
He only uses weed that's
been touched by a frog.
It's got to be organic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, we'll get into some NBA talk. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are dealing with this trouble spot in the Selma area. Accident 35 northbound just before Olympia Parkway. Got an accident, multi-vehicle accident. It's blocking the right lane and right shoulder. Stop and go from Weidner, so about a 35-minute delay. And then the off-ramp to FM 1518, the off-ramp also blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Listen, you can skip this ad, or you can double your first-year cash back with Discover. Still here? Good choice. Discover automatically matches all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place...
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
With basketball season in full swing, make watching the game a little bit more exciting with your chance to win money with Underdog, one of the leading sports apps, and you can play in Texas. You could win up to 1,000 times your money with Underdog, playing the pick'em game where you pick higher or lower on predicted stats. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right on your pick'em entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Yeah, I worked hard this morning, Minix. We have a doggy door. Well, the flaps were like malfunctioning.
Bad to have malfunctioning flaps.
Yes, the dogs would go outside and the flap would stay up. Maggie ordered some, and I installed those bad boys today. And I must say, pretty damn good. 4 screws on each side.
Four screws for malfunctioning flaps.
It was harder than you think.
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Happy Monday. It's the Morning Huddle. This is good stuff, Vic.
Is this Alice in Chains?
No, this is Audio Slave.
Audio Slave.
This is when Soundgarden had broken up and Rage Against the Machine had broken up, and so Chris Cornell got with the Rage Against the Machine guys, and they made some damn good music.
Let's make a song, man.
Yeah, they made some good music, man. A couple of good albums.
Yeah, I remember. And then they all went back to their previous employers. Yeah.
Well, and Chris Cornell went to heaven.
He died,
R.I.P. R.I.P. He was a great one. All right, I guess let's talk some NBA. It was
a good NBA weekend. I watched some good games.
Which one?
I watched Boston put LA to bed. I enjoyed that.
Okay.
I watched OKC put Denver to bed. I enjoyed that.
Okay.
I mean, they were good. They were well-played basketball games.
All right. Yeah,
I mean, that Laker game was pretty tight until LeBron got hurt, but it was, I mean, you could tell Boston was better. But it was a good measuring stick for both. Cleveland continues to win. We're getting some separation. I think that L.A. was a threat, but if LeBron is going to miss 4 or 5 games over the next week, which looks like it is imminent, we'll test Luka's mettle. But everything is so tightly mixed. If you lose 4 or 5 in a row, you can fall from 3rd to 8th.
Yeah,
immediately.
There are 6 games separating 2nd and 8th in the Western Conference right now.
Things just got really weird in the West.
Which is funny because there are 12 games, double the amount of games separating 1st and 2nd place.
Well, they're so obviously so much better. Oklahoma City is just a machine. It's incredible what what I saw yesterday. Did Chet play? I don't think so. If he didn't play much.
And the Nuggets didn't even look like they belonged on the floor with him.
And coming off a Wilt Chamberlain weekend where Joker 30, 20, and 20. That's one of those numbers that's insane. That doesn't even. You almost question the statistician.
Chet did play. Chet did play against the Nuggets
I thought
yesterday.
He did, but he didn't do much. That was a Shea Gilgeous. I'm going to win the game by myself. There's no stopping him. He is playing at a level even higher than Joker. And Joker offered the greatest single performance. I didn't see the game, but if I had, it would be the greatest single performance I've ever witnessed.
Yeah. The Thunder are just that much better than everybody else, at least in the West. You mentioned that the Cavaliers keep winning. They have won 14 games in a row.
And doing it easy.
Like, think about this. The Celtics have won 8 of their last 10, and they've lost ground.
Isn't that nuts?
Oh, man.
It is. The Cavs are just on an absolute tear. They are 54-10. And like you said, man, it's so funny because what the Cavs are doing right now and what the Thunder are doing right now, separately, if any team who does what they're doing wins the title,
they win. This will be an asterisk year for whoever does it because they will have done things that no loser has ever done.
Yeah, and I mean only one of them can win. If neither of them win, I'll be shocked. But with what they've done in the regular season, it's almost historically it is a given that one of these two teams is going to win the title. But it really is an incredible run right now that the Cavs, especially the Cavs, are on. And they've won 14 straight, and tomorrow they play the Nets, so they've won 15 straight. And then we'll see where it goes from there. They do have a 5-game road trip coming up in the middle of this month, and that might be interesting. Clippers, Kings, Suns, Jazz, Blazers.
Oh, it'll be a good test.
But yeah, I mean, they are just – that is a very, very complete team.
And as these teams – and it's now – this is the time when things are just clicking. You know, Oklahoma City, it's just clicking. The ball's landing in the right place. You don't even have to worry about, is the guy going to be there when I make the pass? Everything is just moving. So we got teams that are clicking and really finding their exactly who they are going to be when the playoffs start. And then you tune in to a Spurs game and see a team that is so far removed from any competitiveness that it is literally playing out the string.
Yeah.
And yesterday afternoon was as an embarrassment of effort that I've seen from the Spurs in a long time. I'm not mad at them. I get it. But you gave up 141 in regulation. You gave up 141 points in regulation. That's only want to. That's not getting out-schemed, out-coached. They didn't surprise you with a full court press. The Timberwolves was a team. They were exactly who you thought they were going to be, and they boat raced you.
Yeah. I don't know. And the once the game got out of reach, the Timberwolves were playing loose, and they were like, hey, you want to score, go score. And they gave up some easy buckets just to get the ball back and go score again. But you're right. That's an embarrassing number.
Now, we did get to see McLaughlin last night. Some decent.
You should see everybody.
I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's what we have to look for now, is those little bits of, well, there's something there. There's a little bit of there. I like his shot. I like his activity. Let's see a whole lot more of him. And now the next question is, how much more De'Aaron Fox do we want to see?
I think I'm done. I think it's enough. Like, if this is your future, and by all accounts he is, get him out of there. If you're going to keep giving Chris Paul 25 minutes a night, and you're like, if it's going to hinder Steph Castle getting minutes, although Steph yesterday got plenty of minutes, he got plenty of run, so it wasn't one of those days where it's like he was getting shorted. But I don't. There's nothing else to be learned about De'Aaron Fox.
No,
De'Aaron Fox will be the best player on this team next year, and
he'd be the best player with one hand.
Yeah, and that's all I need to know. Like, cool. Go heal up, be ready next year, and hopefully Wemby's taking a step, and the two of you guys will be A-listers, and hopefully Steph is a couple steps behind you, and hopefully whatever you pick up in the offseason is giving you a little boost, and this can be a competitive team. This is not a competitive team right now. This is a G League team, and with De'Aaron Fox running it, and there's no need for that. It's a waste of time.
This has turned into just a cataclysmic next.
Especially
month.
if he really does need to have some sort of procedure done, there's no point. There's no point in waiting.
And it will allow Steph to finally do what we wanted him to do, is get a start. I mean, not where we want him, but it's time for so many different things to happen. It's just over, and it's sad. We didn't think we were going to be here, and this is going to be a difficult next couple of days. I read a great article with Chris Paul talking about, I came here to play for Pop, and I got about a month of it. I got a month and a half of this, and the situation that he finds himself in, and getting through the trade deadline and all that, and he's still here and no Pop, and there's no future here. Yesterday was as difficult a basketball game to watch as any of them. I'd prefer having a lead and frittering it away than what I saw yesterday.
I did notice that former Spur Rob Dillingham got 3 minutes last night off the bench for the Timberwolves in a game that they dominated. Rob Dillingham can't even find his way off the pine.
He is little bitty. He's lightning quick. There's something there, but it's going to be a minute.
It is wild what that guy – like the fact that he is so far away from being.
Do you think at the very least the Spurs kind of giggle when everybody's like, y'all should have taken Dillingham. What'd you do? Why'd you trade that pick? What were you thinking?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there he sits.
Well, worked out for the Spurs. I mean, who knows if it worked out or not.
It has. By just the fact that he's not on our roster.
Exactly.
It's worked out.
But, 3 minutes, 0 of 1 from the field. So that dropped his.
Oh, did it hurt his stats?
Dropped his points per game down to 5 points per game. But yeah, he can't get on the floor. They don't want him out there. But he's a 36% 3-point shooter, which
he'll be playing well into May, and we won't.
That is well,
maybe in May, not well. But
he'll have a jersey well into May.
He'll be practicing.
Yeah,
he'll be practicing well. He'll be the scout team well into May.
The Spurs now have this back-to-back. It doesn't even feel like the Spurs versus the Mavericks. This feels like what the Spurs and the Mavericks were like.
Keep in mind, the Mavs are hoping to have 8 guys.
Yeah,
they're hoping that they're probably going to have 7, and they can't add anybody else. They're out of money. This is it. This is all they got. They're hoping to have 8 guys tonight. This is an NBA basketball game.
Yeah.
It could not get any worse for the Mavs or the league tonight in San Antonio.
So the Mavs, who just played against Phoenix, I don't know how you can back them tonight, even going up against this Spurs team.
And that, by the way, was a national TV game yesterday.
Oh, God. So atrocious. Just what a disgusting game. The Spurs are 6.5-point favorites, pushing towards 7-point favorites tonight against Dallas.
It's a measure of it's like a split squad game.
It really is. Doesn't it feel that way? It's like, all right, well, like half of our team's out of town, or they've got the measles.
We've traded with Austin.
A measles outbreak.
No, we brought their team in. We're going to go play in Austin. We're just going to switch things out.
Very odd. But, if the Spurs somehow lose one of these 2 games, we just got to give up hope.
It is imminently possible. I won't say probable. They'll get this one.
Yeah, again, like you said, they've got a skeleton crew of humans on this team. None of them, I don't know, how many guys do you think they thought coming into the season that they played yesterday? How many of those guys do you think they thought would get meaningful minutes this year?
That played for the Spurs yesterday?
No, I'm talking about for the Mavericks. Klay Thompson's the only one, right?
That would be it, yeah. There's a couple guys that were peripheral starters, but yeah, this is such a shadow.
I like that. PJ Washington's out, Gafford's out, Kyrie's out, Anthony Davis is out. Then they lost that the Olivier Prosper kid. It's like, I don't even know these people. These are made-up people. If you lose to this team of made-up people, you're not trying.
The team
and
I
the
saw
effort yesterday tells me you're not trying.
Yeah, the team I saw yesterday will lose. I don't care who you play.
And you know what? Kudos. I mean, the Mavericks, at least they were more competitive against Phoenix than the
Yes, they were more competitive. And you got
Spurs
8 guys. And again, freedom is, to steal a lyric from Chris Christopherson, freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. These guys, what are you doing? You're just going out and putting film out. You know, these guys are looking for a job, play well, and you might continue to be employed.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what either one of these teams can muster, but it's not going to be very exciting. It's funny because I remember when we were at the beginning of the season, we were looking at the schedule. I was like, this would be a fun game to go to.
No.
I'll check. I'll watch probably part of it at home.
Yeah, well,
this is.
I have a feeling it'll be competitive in that the score will be close, but it will not be well played.
Yes, this will be a closely contested sports match. That's about the nicest thing you can say about it.
Who's going to lead us tonight?
All right. We're at the halfway point. We got more to give away. I got some more Gunslingers tickets. I got some Russell Howard tickets, and I got a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. We got so much to give away because we're men of the people. So Morning Huddle 94.1.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
Macy's Herald Square is New York's most iconic store, and now there's something you have to see for yourself. Macy's Shops at the Square, a limited-time pop-up experience where you can indulge in everything from Strawbarrow's viral Dubai chocolate-covered strawberries to customizable statement jewelry from Little Words Project and more. Plus, you'll get 20% off your Shops at the Square purchases. With Macy's Shops at the Square, Herald Square is more than a place to shop, it's a destination on 34th and Broadway. Exclusions apply. See store for details.
In Texas, your spouse can claim alimony after just 10 years of marriage. Do you know your countdown? Because I guarantee you, she does. I'm Gary Barton with Barton & Associates. If you're considering divorce, then contact Barton & Associates today at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Folks, maintaining a healthy AC system is just like maintaining a healthy diet. Let's make sure your system is clean and efficient. Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay continues to be on 35 northbound before Olympia Parkway. 2 right lanes blocked now. We had 3 at one point, so making some progress. Still slow from Weidner, so it's going to set you back about 20 minutes or so. That exit to FM 1518 blocked as well. I-10 frontage road westbound Ackerman, an accident in the left lane, and a stall 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs fell to the Timberwolves last night, 141-124. It was the most points the Timberwolves have scored in the last 2 seasons. Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett signed a 4-year extension that averages $40 million a year and includes $123.5 million guaranteed, according to Adam Schefter. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Third hour of the program. You know how I know I'm getting old? There were some indicators this weekend.
Did your back hurt?
My back hurts so bad.
Mine hurts a lot too.
I got a flat tire on Saturday. I drove to Shiner, Texas, to attend my my brother and his wife's baby shower.
Oh yeah.
And I got to Gonzales, Texas, which
a fine small town,
about 15 miles from Shiner, and I needed gas. And I said, well, I might as well pull over, grab some gas. And so I did, and I pulled on out of that gas station. And as I pulled out of the gas station, I heard like a
Oh, so you had you hit something and it was a slow leak, or did you hit something and you just went immediately flat?
Well, I heard a noise and I didn't think much of it, and then my tire light came on and I said, "You got to be kidding me!" So I pull over, and it's my front passenger tire, and when I get out, I can hear it going, which is that's a bad sign. And then I put my hand over it, and there's like. It stops. It's like a hole. So luckily, I'm really close to the Walmart there in Gonzales.
Okay.
And I have to break my rule of I hate going to Walmart.
I know. I don't like it.
Like it'd be just even being in a Walmart. I like.
You get frustrated.
Oh my god. But listen. Your options are limited. So I go to this Walmart, and
did you have to walk?
No. It happened where like I was. Maybe, I don't know, 100 yards from the entrance to Walmart. So I just I limped it in.
Yeah.
And
not too bad.
By the
You had a donut though.
No. Well, I did have a donut, but I didn't put it on because it was like I still had enough air to get it into the Walmart. So I get it to the Walmart and I get out and I look at it and I'm going, oh boy, maybe they can patch this or whatever. I must have hit a nail. Well, they say, oh yeah, we got that tire. And they're looking on his little iPad.
Yeah.
We've got that. I said, oh, great. He's like, $135. I said, bingo, baby, let's dance. And they're like, well, do you want us to try and repair it? And I said, well, yeah, if you can repair it, great. But if not, new tire, it's fine. Whatever gets me on the road.
Yeah.
Well, even though the system says they've got it,
and they couldn't fix it either.
They can't find it. It's nowhere to be found. I'm like, okay. Well, let's look and see if we can fix this one. But what had happened was when whoever patched this tire the first time took like some sort of a shortcut and the patch gave. That's why it was such a rapid leak.
So you'd had a hole in that same place.
Yes. Yeah.
And they told you they couldn't fix it?
It was unfixable.
It sucks.
You put the donut on?
I put the donut on.
I'd have driven home.
And when I say I put the donut on, I gave a Walmart employee $20 to jack up the car and put the donut on because I didn't want to deal with it. It was hot.
Was it like under the table?
Well, yeah. Because they didn't charge me for any. There was nothing for them to charge me for. But I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll put this donut on. And the guy was like, well, I can get to the big jack out here. And I was like, that helped. And then he just started working. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let you handle it. So nice. He didn't ask me for money. I just felt like I was
just tipped him $20.
I tipped him $20. Like, but I got the donut on and I asked the guy inside, I'm like, well, where can I go? What are my other options? And he's like, well, you can go there's this place down the road, but they're closed on Saturday. And I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't help me. Well, there's a place across the street. They're open on Saturday. That's your best shot. All right. And he's like, but whatever they offer you, we can get that tire here by Monday, and we'll beat the price on it. And I'm like, well, listen, I ain't got till Monday. I was starting to feel like I was in a what's the Jordan Peele movies where like I'm the only black guy in an all white town, and it's like everybody's looking at me crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, just stick around till Monday. Like, Monday? It's Saturday. I don't live here. I'm not staying in Gonzales, Texas till Monday.
Living in a town where they couldn't get a tire.
Oh, my God. So I go to this place across the street, and I pull in. I'm like, well, the parking lot sure is kind of dead for $12.15 on a Saturday. Well, I get up to it, and the hours say open until noon on Saturday. So they're closed. Now I'm going, all right, what's the move here? Every one of these places closed on Sunday. I drive on my donut into Shiner, and as I'm driving, I'm looking up a tire shop in Shiner, Texas. And there is one.
Was there? I would say prospects were better than Gonzales.
There is one, and they're open until 1 on Saturday. And I'm like, oh, all right, I can be there by 1. So I call, and I'm like, hey, you got this size tire? Let me check. I'm on hold for about 5 minutes. Nope, we ain't got it, and hangs up.
He's going to.
No, they had it. They just didn't want to stay.
Maybe so. Yeah. I don't know. But finally, I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. So my brother, he's my brother drives like an F-350 diesel.
Like the real huge one.
Yes, like a monster truck.
Like a dually too.
Right, but he also commutes about an hour and a half to and from work every day. So he also owns like a little Toyota Corolla that he drives to and from work.
Okay.
And he's like, leave your car at my place. I'll take it on Monday to get the tire fixed. Tuesday's my day off. We'll meet. We'll swap cars.
Oh, okay.
I haven't talked to him. We'll see how this works out. But right now I'm driving my brother's car.
Yeah.
And
I'd have driven on a donut. I've taken donuts hundreds of miles.
At what speed? How fast do you go when you're doing that?
I don't know. I don't remember significantly curtailing my driving, but I've taken a donut from College Station to San Antonio more than once. 3 hours.
Whoa.
Man, that's rolling the
Dude,
dice.
I'm like, when I'm on a donut, I'm like, I don't go over 40 miles an hour.
I'm on the right lane going.
I had my flashers on.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
I drove with my flashers on because I was going 40 miles an hour.
Well, if you're so poor you're driving on a donut, I had bigger concerns than just that. You know what I mean? So I'm sure my car wasn't driving well, but I know for a fact I've done it.
Well, my bigger thought was
getting stuck on the side of the road.
If this
Saturday
donut
night
blows between, Gonzales, Texas, and Moulton, Texas, I'm likely to be involved in a Texas chainsaw massacre.
So the Hooterville Tire Mart wasn't open?
No, it was not.
We don't make the rubber ones. We got a few wooden ones back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that needed to happen on the south side. There's a CD tire shop everywhere.
Yeah, and they'd have been able to fix that flat.
They would have.
Oh, yeah, for $10.
You fix it.
Glue, we got whatever you need, man. You ever heard of Gorilla Tape?
Oh, yeah. Now, we'll get you home.
that flex tape that you fill up they cover the bottom of the boat with. Oh, yeah,
can
man.
you fix
you're
this?
good.
We'll use that.
Oh, you can fix it. We'll fix it. $15.
That's what I should have put. I should have had some flex tape. That would have been the move.
So, at what point did you hurt your back? If the dude changed the tire,
I honestly think I hurt my back when he was jacking up the car, I was breaking the lug nuts on the tire, and I swear
took pity on you. He saw you and he went, "Oh God."
No, after I did one, he was like, he's like, let me get the impact wrench. And
it took you 5 minutes to do the one,
dude. These things were on so damn tight. I pushed hard, and it was like,
and wouldn't budge.
And now, not only did I do that, hurt my back, partially changing a tire, to which I eventually had to pay someone else to do, which is sad. Mm-hmm. I do know how to change a tire. I just, first of all, I didn't really want to. Secondly, this guy started doing it, and I was like, all right, well, I guess if he's going to do it, I might as well.
Although, I'm pretty fast. I'm pretty good.
And then I also, when I got to the brewery, it's hot as hell. It was not hot when I left home.
It was 90 degrees Saturday. It got hot.
It was not hot when I left San Antonio, and it was like sort of drizzly and kind of, I was wearing like not like a hoodie, but like this, like a long sleeve type t-shirt.
Okay.
And I get to the brewery and I'm like, oh my God.
It was 91 on
It's
Saturday.
too hot for me to be doing that. So I bought a fishing shirt. And I said, you know what?
You get those free in about 3 years.
This is the moment where I've become an old man. I now own a fishing shirt.
Oh yeah.
And
I have 5 or 6.
Do you really? My uncle was like, you know what this is for, right? There's like a little Velcro thing.
It's where you strap the fishing rod so you can change your line.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, because you don't.
It's not sunglasses. See, people are sadly mistaken when they see that little strap. That's for
that's for the
strap
pole.
your pole up there so it doesn't
So
fall
while you're
over.
taking the fish off or putting a hook on.
I said to him, I don't fish.
Well, that
and I
doesn't
said,
matter.
and I know damn well you don't fish. Why are you telling me about this? You don't use that.
Yeah.
But just in case, if he should ever need to.
Well, he's just an
He's
old
got
man.
the strap.
He's like, I know what my old man shirt is for. I know all the things about
Well,
it.
you need to have, there's an instruction manual that comes with your fishing shirt.
You can put your weed pipe in there.
Well, you can strap that on there too.
Yeah, your corn pipe too.
You can put it right next to your
my corn cob pipe.
Your boner pills and your statins. They all go. You got a separate little pocket. One for your statin, one for your boner pill.
Yeah, it all fits.
One for your gout. All little pockets.
Oh yeah, the gout pill.
Everybody's like, spray some gap filler into your like.
You didn't want to do that.
No, I'm not
like
trying to find like the most ghetto repair possible. I'm trying to get my tire fixed. But no.
I only go to tire fix-it shops unless the only ones I'll pick, they have to have the 4-footed clawed bathtub literally outside of the fix-it shop.
So
that's
how you know.
Just throw it right in that tub right there.
Yeah,
I want to see the bathtub outside of the shop. And if they've got that, I'll give you any amount of money.
Well,
I
you
know
didn't
you
need,
can do
listen. This one I was like I said, I could hear this one. This was no, maybe
it was no doubt.
And I
right?
guarantee you, if you'd have taken it to any of the shops with the bathtub out front, you said, "Can you fix this?" Oh yeah, I can fix it.
All right. When we come back, let's take a look at what happened in college basketball this weekend. The regular season's over. Conference tournament time is upon us. In fact, we got some conference tournaments going. Incarnate Word got themselves a win in the opening round of the conference tournament. UTSA closed out their season with a win. They go into conference tournament play now, and I think it's official. Rob, I think you're on board now that Texas has to fire Rodney Terry as Texas's season, I think, is probably down to about one game left. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
Sell your car to America's best car buyer. GiveMeTheVin.com, and you may be the one that gets an extra $25,000 in your pocket. We are giving away $25,000 to a random person that sells their car to GiveMeTheVin.com in the month of March. GiveMeTheVin.com, big cash giveaway. You can't afford not to try it.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, the free agent frenzy will begin. The legal tampering window opens 11 o'clock Monday our time.
We're going to be keeping a close eye on both the Cowboys and the Texans and the rest of the NFL as well.
The Blitz starting Monday at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Automatic, supersonic. Morning Huddle 94.1. Yeah, Vince yawns at my old man stories, but then says, we need a whole segment on UIW basketball.
That's a bigger yawn.
Seriously.
They're not old. They don't have fishing shirts.
Yeah. Listen, it was nice that Incarnate Word got a win in the overtime win, in fact, in the Southland Conference tournament. They, you know what? And I hope they win tonight against Nichols. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
But I will eat my hat live on the radio if UIW makes the tournament. That's not gonna happen. But it's, you know what, this is a massive improvement from where they were the last 2 years, 3 years actually, maybe even further than that. So this is the best team they've had in some time, and it's baby steps. You know, they were a mess, and now they are less of a mess. But they're playing well down the stretch. They won five of their last 7 to finish the regular season, get a conference tournament win. Good day for UIW. UTSA is about to start up their tournament. They start with East Carolina in the first round of the American tournament. I'm guessing they will be a slight underdog. They play that tournament up at the Dickies Arena there in Fort Worth, Texas.
That weird court.
Yeah, they got a weird setup there, but it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of cool, I guess.
That's the TCU court. They don't play on the TCU court. They play on that court that TCU played on while they were building their
yeah. The one that there's like 2 games going on at once.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like. I kind of like that for conference tournament setup anyway. But the big boy tournaments are all set as well. I guess let's start with the SEC, where, again, I'm of the belief that Rodney Terry is now going to be canned from Texas, losing the regular season finale to Oklahoma in a game that they really, I mean, to have any prayer of getting an at-large bid, Texas needed, and I never thought they were going to win that game. So I think this is the sad end to the career of Rodney Terry at Texas.
Yeah, barring some kind of weird run.
Like you said, they have too much talent to be what they are.
Yeah.
They are the 13 seed in a 16-team league with, I don't know, maybe one of the an upper half of the league roster.
Well, they've got a pro, and
they've got a lottery pick.
Well, and they've got a pro. They've got a lottery pick, and most teams don't have either. It's just a matter, and it's not the wins so much. It's just the way the team has been up and down, and the way they're just coasting into the finish. There was no, like you were saying, this was not only a game that gave them at least kind of a shot. This is also your arch rival. This is you should have been more prepared to go play a basketball game, and it looked like you were playing out the string, that you were already looking, that your guys were already looking at portal, and they were already, it just seems like this team, as it was, is done. And you can't finish that way at Texas. It's just not acceptable, even if the talent was down, even if your AD is on your side. You can't come coasting in like this.
No. Texas will play, the first game in the SEC is at noon on Wednesday, excuse me. I'm guessing Texas will probably play at about 2:30, 3 o'clock against Vanderbilt. And the winner of that game takes on the Fighting Ags of Texas A&M on Thursday. A&M, the 5 seed in the SEC tournament. And, I mean, we've talked most of this season. There are the tiers of the SEC are very clearly defined. That top tier is about 1 through 4. That middle tier is about 5 through 8. And that last tier is the rest. Although I guess there's Arkansas and Mississippi State probably belong in a different tier than, say, South Carolina or LSU. LSU and South Carolina aren't even tournament teams.
Yeah, and they're still in the bottom.
But they're likely tournament teams at least.
Well, possible. I think that there's one of those is going to go, one won't.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out. But I think there's still going to be 9 or 10 SEC teams in the tournament.
I think 10.
Yeah,
I think 10.
Then if that's the case, then I think Arkansas and Mississippi State are probably the 9th and 10th.
Maybe. I think one or other.
Maybe Oklahoma, I guess.
Think Oklahoma might have a shot. Arkansas probably has the most likely to me.
Arkansas gets South Carolina to start. Then they get Ole Miss, and that, of course, lines you up to play the 1 seed Auburn. The Texas Vanderbilt winner that plays A&M is in line to face Tennessee. The LSU Mississippi State winner gets Mizzou and then goes on to Florida. And then the Oklahoma Georgia winner gets Kentucky, which would feed into Alabama. That's the
good matchups.
Yeah, we knew this would be a good tournament. And when you look at it, you go, yeah, this is going to be awesome. There's probably 10, 11 tournament caliber teams here in a 16-team tournament. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
It'll be the likes of which you wonder how far you want to take your team.
Yeah,
because to win this tournament is going to take a Herculean effort.
Yeah,
and I think,
is it worth it?
If I'm a 1 or a potential 2 or even a 3 seed coming out, I'm not sure how important I play. I want to win one game just to prove it to myself. But after that, I'd almost let's take a hard-fought backup win where my second stringers get some tournament experience. But really, I'm not wasting a lot of energy, and I'll just go get ready to play next Thursday.
Well, remember those top 4 teams. They only have to win 3 games to win the whole tournament.
Still, the effort required, a 3-day run and every game, every day kind of play, and you get just a couple of days. It's a Herculean ask.
But for a lot of these teams, and especially for those top 4 teams, winning this tournament would mean a 1 seed.
Well, I think it would be really difficult for any of these 4 1 seeds to lose their ground. I really do. I think
Auburn's a 1 seed no matter what.
No matter what. Duke's a 1 seed no matter what. I think Florida over the weekend became a 1 seed no matter what. I think it'd be really tough to change who the ones are. I think 2s could shift, and I think Houston is probably the most likely to get moved. But I don't even think I think Houston's a top seed.
I think so too.
I just don't think that there's going to be any movement there.
If Florida and Tennessee play head to head, Tennessee wins and then wins the SEC championship.
Maybe, depending on who's out on the court.
Yeah.
I think there could be some variance, but I do think the top 4 seeds are so far ahead of the rest that they'd have to look bad doing it and it'd be purposely bad, like taken to the limit against a bad team with your starters in it. And I just don't think it's going to get there. I think we're kind of set.
In the Big Ten, you've got Michigan State locked up the 1 seed yesterday by blowing out Michigan.
I don't know how good Michigan State is.
Well, I don't know how good any of these Big Ten teams are. I still believe that Illinois on paper has the best roster if things go their way, but I don't trust anybody in the Big Ten. It feels like it's a good conference. Like there's a lot of solid teams, but I don't think there's a championship level team in this field.
And I think they could have a very difficult first weekend. It could not. They might lose 4 or 5 teams in the first round.
Michigan State, Michigan State, Maryland, Michigan, and UCLA, the 1 through 4 seeds. Wisconsin, Purdue, Illinois, Oregon,
which were the 4 that I would have penciled in as the 1 seeds when the season began.
Yeah, well, Wisconsin, a rough season, a rough finish to the season. Illinois has started to find their groove a little bit. The teams that have to play multiple games to even, it's almost like a play-in round. Northwestern Minnesota gets started on Wednesday. Iowa versus Ohio State.
Which Iowa's been a blood and guts
Iowa
game.
and Ohio. Think about Iowa and Ohio State have been kind of top tier in the Big Ten for years, and they're both. That's the 10 versus 15 matchup.
Well, Iowa had to beat Nebraska just for the right to get into the last place play-in game in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, and then the 11-14 matchup features Rutgers and USC. Now, explain to me this. Why are there only, I guess because they want to have the 4 teams have a double bye.
Yeah, that's it.
Because why would you leave out teams, and when you've got, they have more teams, I guess, I don't know. It didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, why isn't everybody there? Why did they leave teams at home when there's plenty of time to play? I agree. I don't understand why you would do that to your conference. It's one more game. What does it matter?
But yeah, sorry to Corn and Penn State. You're not invited to the party.
That sucks. I mean, at the very least for the seniors, I don't even get to fly to the tournament.
Washington is the other one.
That just is awful. I mean, there's room.
Yeah, but I mean, also that's kind of the downside of having like an 18-team league. It's
and how hard is it not to get enough wins to go play in an 18-team league tournament?
I'm not going to feel sorry for them. You got a bunch of losers. In the Big 12, it's been a while since the Cougs locked up the 1 seed in the Big 12 tournament. So there wasn't a lot of drama in that one. The 2 seed, Texas Tech, maybe a bit of a surprise. Good run to finish up the season for them. Arizona gets the 3 seed. BYU gets the 4 seed. 5 through 8, Iowa State. Kansas is your 6 seed. About the lowest they've been in my life. Baylor is the 7 seed.
That's a lot of really high average basketball. Not a lot of great, but that's a lot of high average. One of those teams has got to run in them. One of those teams you just went on will play in the Sweet 16. I don't know which one, but one of them's got to run it.
And then the West Virginia gets the 8 seed. The Dregs are TCU 9. They take on Colorado.
Another drag.
They're the worst team in the conference. The 10 seed Kansas State gets Arizona State. 11 seed Utah gets UCF. And Oklahoma State gets Cincinnati on a 12-13.
I'll tell you what, the bottom of the Big 12 is terrible.
There's not one of those teams that I'm even remotely interested in watching. But yeah, get me to Thursday when we get like the Iowa State BYU game, the Baylor Texas Tech game, Kansas Arizona. Now I'm kind of interested. But yeah, the first round is going to just be awful of the Big 12 tournament. All right. Let's hit a break. We'll get to the losers of the weekend on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you about Cerebral. And if you are a person who is dealing with stress, you're dealing with you're dealing with a big life change, or you wish you were better with your relationships. Sometimes it takes talking to someone to figure those types of things out. And at Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists, doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. And the best part is they offer in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. Cerebral works with your insurance plans. They help lower the cost, and they are a proud sponsor of the Spurs. Just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and that goes for us too. It's not just pro athletes, everybody. Mental health is a real thing, and we're all probably I would imagine most people could use a little help in that category. Just a little. Maybe not a lot, but a little. Some of us could use a lot. personally, but whatever. Cerebral's held to help you build. They're there to help you build a strong foundation for your overall well-being. Take your first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with your insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay continues to be on 35 northbound before Olympia Parkway. 2 right lanes blocked now. We had 3 at one point, so making some progress. Still slow from Weidner, so it's going to set you back about 20 minutes or so. That exit to FM 1518 blocked as well. I-10 frontage road westbound Ackerman, an accident in the left lane, and a stall 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed and trust. That's why the Lowe's Pro Desk is here to get you what you need the moment you need it. We'll help you plan your project, calculate your materials, and pivot when your job takes an unexpected turn. And with our pro-only checkout and dedicated pro parking, you have what you need to tackle your job and be back on the job in no time. Just visit us at the Pro Desk. Lowe's knows pros. We help. You save.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-848-4499. 800-848-4499. Again, that's 800-848-4499.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Blood Red Sky, right?
This is the lead singer of NXS.
Buno.
Michael
Buno.
God. All right. Well, every Monday we like to take a look back at the weekend and see who lost. And we do it in a segment called Losers.
You lose. You are such a loser. You're a bona fide schmuck.
Time now to find out who blew it this weekend. The Losers.
You bunch of losers! Look who's back. It's the loser. I'm going back to a better class of losers.
With AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hello, losers.
I'll go ahead and kick us off here. I'll start with UFC 313 that happened over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And the big loser was Dana White, because Dana White has, in Alex Pereira, one of the most marketable stars that he's had in a long time, especially stars that, like, when you think about the biggest stars that the UFC has had in the last, I don't know, 20 years, there's probably, like, the Mount Rushmore is probably John Jones, who is at least was a drug addict, alcoholic, woman-hitting, cocaine user, not general bad guy. You have Conor McGregor, who probably put in all those same categories.
I think so.
You have Ronda Rousey, who flamed out dramatically, and you have probably Brock Lesnar is the other one, who was literally a pro wrestler.
But the Lesnar, that's old. Couture, maybe. I mean,
I'm going back even further than that. Yeah,
names that I can put to MMA. The number is so rotating that when you have the opportunity to get somebody who has the merit, you got to take advantage of it, because for an outlier like me, there's nobody for me to grab hold of and follow.
Well, they have this guy named Alex Pereira, who is about as exciting. I mean, he's a knockout machine. He's a like a warrior. He's like a terrifying person. He's easy to cheer for. Well, they finally put him in there against Magomed Ankalaev, who people were saying is going to be his kryptonite, and sure enough, he was. And literally, it wasn't the most boring fight of all time, but it was not an exciting fight. And the fight consisted a lot of Ankalaev holding Alex Pereira up against the cage and just wearing on him. Fans were booing. Nobody wanted it. And now Ankalaev is the UFC light heavyweight champion. So now Dana White's like, what the hell do we do? And this is really the only option. Is they asked him after the thing, well, what do you make an immediate rematch? And he's like, well, first they asked, how did he feel about the decision? And he was like, was it the fight that I wanted? No, but did I think Ankalaev won? Yeah.
Well, isn't that the fear, though, that cheat code boring wins?
Well, that's the thing. He's like, does this mean, was the fight close enough to warrant an immediate rematch? And he said, yeah, probably. But now you've got to put this guy, this golden goose, in there against.
You might lose again.
Yes, and then what is he? Now he becomes just a guy. So it was a rough weekend for Dana White.
Interesting. How'd your boy do?
He got knocked out in the first round.
So
about how
what
I
everybody
expected.
thought was going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, he was there.
He was game, and he said he put out on Instagram. He's like, I knew this was going to be a tough one. He's like, he said I knew I was either going to knock him out or I was going to go out on my shield. And he went out on his shield.
My next question is, did the check clear?
Yes, I'm sure it did. I'm sure that it did.
Get back to work.
And by the way, that what wasn't a loser, the co-main event, Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev, fantastic fight and about what you expected. Just two dudes, blood and guts, swinging for it. Great fight. And there were some great fights on the card, but just from in the grand scheme, losing Pereira losing is losing money for Dana White.
You know, that sounds such they're taking on boxing problems.
Oh yeah.
And so I guess, don't complain. That's what happens when you get big time. All right, talking about what happens when you get big time. The WNBA, and specifically Angel Reese. I mean, come on. So you're threatening to strike, are you?
My math ain't mathing.
So you're threatening not to play. You're saying that at the WNBA, if the dollars don't match with all these young guys or young ladies coming in next year, that if the CBA isn't renegotiated to the level that you think you're worth, you're going to strike, are you?
Good luck.
You're going to go sit out. What's that? If a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, did it make a sound?
They are really, really overplaying their hand.
Don't go on strike, ladies. Don't go on strike. Cornhole is a big-time sport. It might lap you. They might become modern cornhole. Might take over that TV rights deal you've got.
Angel Reese was like, we have fewer games than the NBA, and that makes ours more valuable. Also, we're playing at a higher skill level than some NBA guys. Angel, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. You pick the 5 best WNBA lady basketballers, and you also pick the 5 who you think are the 5 least skilled, least talented players in the NBA. You guys play an exhibition game. If the ladies win, you guys, the minimum salary for the WNBA becomes the minimum salary in the NBA. That's a huge win, right, ladies? Right. If you lose, the WNBA folds and goes away forever. And if you want to play professionally, you have to go do it in Turkey or Saudi Arabia, and you'll have to wear a headscarf when you play. These are your 2 options. Are you willing to take that risk? I didn't think so, Angel.
Yeah.
I'm all happy for you lady basketballers. It's nice that people care about your sport. But the truth is that you got to know where you are, and you can't overplay your hand.
One thing you can't do is act bigger than you are.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that are willing to give you the benefit of the doubt as long as you supply the product and it has to be compelling. You acting like we're kind of a big deal, and if you don't care enough, we ain't going to play. Hey, there's lots of other stuff for us to watch that we won't miss you at all. It would be a classic error.
My heart will go on.
Oh, don't threaten stuff like that, man. It's just the look is awful.
Let's go with LeBron James. And not only did the Lakers lose a game, now he's expected to miss a couple weeks with a groin injury, but he got more attention for arguing with Stephen A. Smith on the sideline during a game. And flopping after a phantom elbow from Jason Tatum sent him flying backwards.
That was awful. I saw that.
And apparently what he was screaming at Stephen A. about was Stephen A. talking about Bronny. And LeBron is willing to die on the hill that Bronny is an NBA caliber player when, everything points to the fact that he is certainly not. But LeBron's yelling at media guys for talking about it. This is, again, you already put Bronny in a bad situation. This is only making it worse. Bronny James, if Bronny was still in college right now, he'd probably be getting some valuable growth minutes. But he's not, and now he is what he is. And
it's AAU daddy ball at the ultimate level. I never thought I'd see anything like. Who would have ever thought that we'd come to a time in the NBA where you've got a father yelling at a media guy for being mean to his son?
Mean? Was it being mean, or is it just
telling the truth?
Telling the truth about his son.
This guy is never going to play in the league, and all those things. I would have never thought I'd have seen the day, and then to see it between LeBron and Stephen A. I would have never believed it would happen. This is worst case scenario for everybody involved.
Oh, it's just such a bad look, LeBron. Stop it.
All right. Never would have thought Shedeur Sanders would have landed on this list, but he has. evidently his actions and act at the combine last week might have knocked him down to the bottom of the first round. Have you seen everybody now that he is now in competition with Jackson Dart as the second quarterback to come off the roster because of his arrogance and his inability to kind of connect with those that interviewed him? It just looks like it just went absolutely horribly at the combine.
Well, I will say this. Again, I don't know how he interviewed. Everything I've seen before this process about Shedeur was he is very mature. He's very – I mean, there is going to be a level of arrogance. He's Deion Sanders' son. You kind of expected that. But I everything I read about him was – and everything I'd heard about him was he's a pretty mature kid. So this all surprises me, and it surprises me even more that this is more about this than it is about skill set. I don't believe any of these quarterbacks warrant a first-round pick, including Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart. I wouldn't use a first-round pick on any of them, but it is surprising to me that this is what's pushing him down draft boards. The interview.
Well, evidently he got some bad advice or didn't get prepped well enough to answer the questions that were coming, because it appears that he has fallen from, high first round to mid to bottom first round if he even stays there.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, again, he doesn't come – I mean, he comes across to me like a millionaire. Like, I don't know if they were if and maybe teams need to adjust what they think of as arrogance, like, because now you are interviewing millionaires.
Well, and I do want an arrogant quarterback. I want a guy who believes he's the best guy out there, but I don't want him to have false arrogance or arrogance that's not based in reality. You're not that good. Don't act like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm to me, this may end up being the best thing for Shedeur Sanders. For a guy who his family's already got generational wealth, he's going to be okay no matter what. Maybe it's better to land in the 20s and land on a team that's got some, a decent roster and can put you in a decent spot versus playing for the Cleveland Browns. It's one of those things where it might not be the worst thing. So I can't feel too bad for Shedeur. He's going to be okay. But, again, it surprises me what I've heard about him because, like I said, I've doubted his skill set translating to the NFL. I had never heard anything about him being like a bad egg or a problem. Like, I hadn't heard anything like that. Like I said, I'd only heard that he was like very mature, and again, he's been coached up to do all these things. Like, if he showed up for these interviews unprepared, then he really, really caught a disservice, because no one should know better what the process is of talking to these NFL guys than Shedeur.
And some of it might be smoke, but I do believe that the combination of film, and he hasn't had a pro workout, maybe that'll help him, but it appears that at the end of the day, when we finally do see the quarterback draft, that he will have the stock that has fallen the most.
And how much of this is old white guy doesn't like how young black guy talks to them in an interview? And
well, either way,
yeah,
you affected your draft status.
The Tampa Bay Rays are losers, as apparently Stu Sternberg, the owner, is being pressured to sell his team by Rob Manfred. It says a sale is not close, but several groups with Florida ties have expressed interest in the team. People briefed on the process said one family includes Edward DeBartolo Jr., who owns the 49ers, has roots in Tampa. Former Yankees minority owner Joe Malloy is involved in that effort as well, but he does not carry the same financial weight as DeBartolo. Obviously, the stadium that got messed up during that hurricane is a problem, but teams have looked at Tampa, where they could potentially play home games in 2025 at the Steinbrenner Field there.
Which is seats like 6,000. I mean, it's a little tiny field.
That's plenty to fill. That's plenty to take care of a Rays game.
I guess that's true. They're doing the same thing that the A's are doing in Sacramento.
But if the sale does come to fruition, the Rays could be the fourth MLB franchise to be sold since 2019, along with the Orioles, Mets, Royals, and Orioles, Mets, and Royals. The Nationals and Angels have been on the market without a deal getting done. The Twins are supposed to be sold in the coming weeks. But there's also thought that if someone were to buy the Rays, the long-term goal would be to get them out of the Tampa St.
I would
Pete
think
market.
that would be, they're going to have to, whoever's going to step in is going to be somebody that's going to pry them out of Tampa. I'm not going to buy that franchise and leave them there. Why would I do that?
It wouldn't make any sense. Like there's too many viable options. Nashville's a good one. There's plenty. But yeah, Tampa ain't it.
No, it's not. They've had their shot. At some point, you just go good money after bad. They don't care. They never will unless you're providing them a champion, not just a good, but a championship caliber team.
And they have two franchises there that have done that, and those teams get plenty of fan support.
Mm-hmm.
The Rays have come close, don't have that fan support. And the other thing is the Lightning and the Bucks don't spend like small market teams. The Rays historically have spent like a small market team.
And having been there, especially when you get to there's nobody from Tampa. Everybody comes there from someplace else and brings their own particular fandom. So they hold on to their own fandom until Tampa Bay, whatever sport they get good at, they'll ride that way. But as soon as the Tampa goes back to the crowd, they pull out their old original fandom shirts. They're no longer Tampa fans. And I don't know how you ever change that, especially with baseball, with all those people coming from the Northeast to come live in Tampa that bring hats from other generations, you know?
Yep. Yeah, more Yankee fans in Tampa than there are Rays fans.
Absolutely.
And that ain't gonna change anytime soon, I'm afraid.
All right, he's not a loser, but we do have to talk about Myles Garrett. I mean, the perception now is
he's gonna lose more than he wins.
Yeah,
I can say that.
He's going to be considered a guy that, he's just in it for the money, and we will all be the same guy. I don't know of anybody in my world, in my orbit, that would have turned down that money. I don't care what the situation was. I don't know of anybody that would have said no. But unfortunately, you will be forever attached to your statement last week that you didn't come to Cleveland to get to Canton. You came to Cleveland to win a title. That's what you said. You're going to stay in Cleveland your entire career, at least until the very bitter end, and you're never going to get a title. But you're going to have a big old TV to watch that Super Bowl on for the rest of your life. I mean, you did what all of us would have done, but you protested too much for us to forget that you said that you wanted to be like Kobe.
Yeah.
But you chose to just get paid.
Yep. All right. That'll do it for losers. Let's do this. Let's give away a what do I want to give away now? What should I give away?
Russell Howard.
Let's do the Russell Howard tickets. All right, let's knock that off the list. Russell Howard is coming to the Aztec Theater March 19th. You want to go see Russell Howard? Let's go. What do we think? Caller number 3. You'll get to go see funny man Russell Howard. He is, I believe he's British. Am I wrong on that? I believe he comes from over there. Those guys, and they're funny just because they talk funny. So even if he's got even if he doesn't have anything funny to say, you can still laugh at that.
Just make fun of him.
So the caller number, what did I say? Caller 3?
Caller number 3.
You'll get to go see Russell Howard March 19th at the Aztec Theater. All right, 1 hour to go in the program. We'll try and make it a good one. I can't make any promises, but we'll do our best. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Divorce is a fight. If you don't want to get knocked out of the ring by your spouse, then you need an aggressive law firm with a stable of hard-hitting attorneys at your disposal. Contact Barton & Associates today. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Good morning, beat freaks. Who's ready to move? Let's start this day right.
Tasha's morning dance parties are meeting rave reviews.
Lose your phones and find your groove.
They need an ops manager to help their community dance the morning away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Calling all flag football fans, HEB and the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the first annual Dallas Cowboys Flag Football Classic presented by HEB. On March 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to the Star Soccer Complex in San Antonio to watch local youth flag football teams take the field, hang with Rowdy at the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer, and more. For more details, visit dallascowboys.com/HEB flag today.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414. 800-895-1414.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delay continues to be on 35 northbound before Olympia Parkway. 2 right lanes blocked now. We had 3 at one point, so making some progress. Still slow from Wheatner, so it's going to set you back about 20 minutes or so. That exit to FM 1518 blocked as well. I-10 frontage road westbound Ackerman, an accident in the left lane and a stall 410 eastbound Exchange Parkway off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs fell to the Timberwolves last night, 141-124. It was the most points the Timberwolves have scored in the last 2 seasons. Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett signed a 4-year extension that averages $40 million a year and includes $123.5 million guaranteed, according to Adam Schefter. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's the final hour of the Morning Huddle on 94.1. We've made it. Oh, we've made it.
Yeah, the nap's going to hit different today.
Oh, man, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
So good. You're excited, right, Rob? You going to nap today? Get your hour back?
I'm already napping.
Yes.
Been asleep the last 30
Yes. Oh, yes. Wanted to take a look at the bubble as we go into conference tournament week. The bubble teams got a favor done for them yesterday as Drake won the Missouri Valley Conference, Arch Madness, they call it. Knocked off Bradley.
So there won't be in the tournament. Drake might have been in regardless, but they're definitely in now, and Bradley's probably not.
Drake was looking like an 80% probability team. Now they're 100%, which, again, if you're one of these bubble teams, you want the teams like that to win their conference tournament. The last thing you want is some team that
chalk. You don't want.
You don't want some team that is
a 1 seed
that had no business winning their tournament to win it, because now you're going, okay, there's another spot taken away.
Right.
You want the chalkiest teams to win, and that's where Drake getting that one takes away a question mark, which that's one less per possible bubble stealer, because you don't want, if you're a bubble team, you don't want the Missouri Valley to have two bids for their conference. The SEC is projected. I'll ask you, over under 12.5 teams.
Under. I see 10.
The locks, they say right now, Tennessee, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, A&M, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri. That's 9 that they consider locks. 78% Georgia.
I don't think it'll be Georgia. I think it'll be Arkansas.
74% Vanderbilt.
Which, probably the most likely. They got to take care of Texas tomorrow, but
72% Oklahoma.
See, now when you say 10, we're getting closer to 12.
Yeah.
We've got too many possibilities. But they all have to look good doing it.
62% Arkansas. And 31% Texas.
They're not going.
Everybody else is outside looking like there's no South Carolina. Those teams have
tell me this.
LSU.
We're really, when we're talking about who gets in as a 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th seed, we're really, one of these guys might play a role in the outcome of the tournament. But how much do you value the power conference? Because I watched yesterday, we're talking about Drake. Drake won their conference with 4 dudes that had won a national title Division II and had transferred in. And as good as they looked, I can tell you, they're not going to win a game in the tournament. They're just not. As good as they looked, as much as they did, they can't even hold a candle to Arkansas. You know what I mean? So how much do we want to see an average Vanderbilt, an average below average Texas? Do you want to see them go in and actually have a chance to compete body for body, man for man? Or do we want to see and hope for a Bryce Drew, one of those dudes that lifts his team for a game like Drake? Because Drake's going to be one of those. If Drake isn't the highest or the most chosen underdog coming into the tournament today, they're going to be. The Drake, San Diego, a couple of those schools that are going to be kind of hovering out there are going to be heavy favorites as an underdog to win, and they're not going to have a prayer. It's just they're not even close.
Drake went 3-0 against Power 4 competition this year, including a double-digit win against Vanderbilt. So it's hard to say that they can't compete with these teams that are getting in.
There's a 1 in 100. And I love this about college basketball because I fall on the side of Drake. I fall on the side of Chaminade beats Virginia once every 50 years. I fall on the side that I want to see this. But when that does happen, and it'll happen again this year, I don't think to the extent we've seen over the last couple of years, it does ruin the tournament because we have the potential because the top 4 seeds are so far ahead of the rest of the tournament that we really do have a potential to have a Final Four with legitimately the top 3 of the 6 teams in the country showing up. It should be a pretty chalky move this tournament because there is a difference. So
I think there's going to be a lot of 1 through 3 seeds in the final. I don't think there's anybody lower than a 3 seed in the Final Four.
The separation is so far, and from 4 to 6 is such a big spread.
But you know what? I love when a 7 seed makes it to the second weekend.
I don't mind those. I just don't want to lose a 1, 2, or 3 seed in the first weekend. That's when things really get weird. You got Florida Gulf Coast playing for a championship.
I don't mind losing them in the first weekend. I just don't want that Cinderella team to win any more games.
Well, that's what you end up with a Florida Gulf Coast versus yada yada, a San Diego State. And that, while compelling and fun, it really doesn't feed the Bulldog. And this year, more than most, we have a huge separation of talent at the top, but then you get to the middles, and we've got a team like Drake who has 4 6-year seniors who just know how to play together better than you do talent-wise. And that's fun for a minute, but it ain't fun for a month.
I get that. Like I said, I'm good with upsets on the first weekend. Come that second weekend, I want the big dogs to eat after that.
For me personally, I always want chalk. I want the big dogs showing up here in San Antonio. I want everybody rolling in with, everybody behind them believing it's us, and there shouldn't be anybody other to discuss it. And normally you get maybe 2 teams like that, one who's just happy to be there and one with a coach who's looking for another job. There's this year looks like more than we've had in a couple years. 5, maybe 6 great teams and a bunch of other pretenders.
The Big Ten has 8 locks. Sparty, Michigan, Wisconsin, Oregon, Maryland, Purdue, UCLA, and Illinois.
And that's all that will get in.
100% projected in. There are no teams between 70 and 94%.
No, that's it. They're getting it.
It says teams with work to do. Indiana with a 53% chance.
They're not in.
Ohio State 45% chance, and Nebraska 13% chance. They're not even in the conference tournament.
Yeah, they're knocked out. So how can you? That's 0% chance.
I don't see how they could possibly get in. So I'm going to go with the 8 that they're talking about are the only 8. Mm-hmm. In the Big 12, you've got Iowa State, Texas Tech, Houston, Arizona, BYU, Kansas. That is 6 locks. West Virginia's at 83%. Baylor's at 81%. I think both of those teams get in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think one or both is in, but after that, we're out.
Then you get down to Cincinnati, 15%, and nobody else has even 5% chance. The Big East has 4 locks. St. John's, Marquette, UConn, and Creighton.
That's all they're getting. Nova could win through.
Xavier is 57%. They've got a shot.
But they won't.
Villanova, 10%.
Yeah, they're going to have to win through. But, no, that's all they're getting.
Now, here's the interesting one. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. The Atlantic Coast Conference. Duke, Clemson, Louisville, locks. The next closest, 34%, SMU.
Well, they do. If they win a game or two, they got it.
SMU has you talk about it, they have not beaten a single team with a pulse.
Yeah, they're going to have to win a game or two. This is actually rounding out for a lot of mid-majors to make their way in.
Also 34%, North Carolina. I think they had their big chance if they had beaten Duke, and they hung with them for a while.
No, it was just so evident.
And then they ran away from them. And it's got Wake Forest at 29%. Mid-majors, that's the American, Mountain West, West Coast Conference, Atlantic 10, Missouri Valley, and Conference USA. The locks, Memphis, St. Mary's, and they have Drake, although Drake is now since locked for sure. Right. And then it says 93% New Mexico. I think they're in. Gonzaga, 90%.
Of course they're in.
Utah State, 77%.
They're in.
Then it gets down to VCU, 68%. I think they
it's going to be tough.
They start up the Atlantic 10 tournament on Friday. They've got a double bye. They need to they can't lose early in that. San Diego State, 52%. Liberty, 46%. getting more than one Conference USA team in would be. I think they have to win that tournament.
They're a one-bid team.
That's a bad league. Dayton at 29%. They got back on the bubble because they beat.
I was going to say I saw them play a good
VCU
game
this
over the
weekend. Yeah. And North Texas at 26%.
Who I also saw play well this week.
Colorado State 24%. They're the 2 seed in the Mountain West tournament. But I think, again, they need to make something happen with it. Boise, 22%. And then outside looking in, George Mason, Jacksonville State, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee, UAB, and Bradley.
We have one of I love the Drake story, so I'm going to follow them closely. And then we also have the brand new Division I.
The UC San Diego Tritons.
Where are these guys?
Has them at 68%.
That's good.
And it has UC Irvine at 43%.
The Anteaters?
Those two teams both play in the Big West.
They're one big league. Only one of them's getting in. So
you know what? I hope that they both get in. They both provide, like, first of all, UC San Diego is just fun to watch. I want that team to be in the tournament. Irvine is they might be a better team. They might have a better chance of actually knocking off a big team because of the defense that they play. But this UC San Diego team, if they hit their threes, you're in trouble,
man.
If
it comes down to like UC Irvine or Baylor, I'm picking Baylor 9 out of 10 times as one of my bottom 12, 13, 14 seeds. I just know that that's a team that can compete. I don't know about Irvine, maybe, but I haven't seen them, and I know I've seen Baylor. So I do think that Irvine's going to have to look really good doing it to get in.
Baylor lost to Colorado.
I agree, but I tell you, I trust Scott Drew and at least one NBA lottery pick than I do anybody with.
But again, like at some point, you've got to. There's something about rewarding these guys who like.
Some get it for merit. I agree, and if you've earned your way there, I'm not going to ever be mad at you.
You go 10-10 in your conference. It's like, dude, you had your chance.
Yeah, but 10-10 in my conference and 10-10 in your conference are two very different things.
You lost to Colorado.
Well, I don't know who St. Mary's lost to, but I bet I can pick one that looks worse.
God,
you're right, but that's still Colorado in the Big 12 as opposed to the banana slugs of Santa Barbara.
Yeah. St. Mary's has lost to Arizona State, Boise, Utah State, and San Francisco. Colorado's worse than all of those teams. Worse than all of them. Colorado's dreadful.
I think they could beat 3 of those 4 teams, to be honest with you.
Oh, my God.
I mean, come on.
Boise and Utah State are probably tournament teams.
Utah State and Boise.
Arizona State finished ahead of Colorado in the Big 12. Like, they're better than Colorado.
Yeah, well.
I don't know.
They're terrible. They're terrible.
I'm not going to feel bad for Baylor. Baylor's had their chance.
What I'm saying is,
would I like to see the team? I mean, they got a hell of a coach. They got a hell of a player.
You're going to tell me. No, I'm not going to go down there. But Baylor is better than any team playing on the West Coast today. I mean, other than the obvious tourney ones, it's just Jimmy's and Joe's.
You think Baylor's better than St. Mary's?
I would shoot. It'd be hard for me to say no. I mean, it's just a different world.
St. Mary's would be a 4-point favorite on a neutral.
How do you know that?
Just based on analytics rankings, have the same way I project spreads.
That money. I got a pro versus a bunch of Aussie 26-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, that's always going to fall down to me because I don't follow West Coast basketball, and they traditionally, when I do follow them, they tend to lose the tight ones.
Gonzaga's a maybe tournament team.
Yeah.
They'd be favored by 7 over Baylor. I don't know. Baylor just.
I'd like to see that.
Baylor's had their chances. They've stunk.
Well, in a very good, in a above average conference.
Baylor would be a pick'em against VCU if they played on a neutral today.
See, I don't believe that. Well, I mean, I get it. I get by the numbers, but I just also know when I see Baylor roll out, there's 9 dudes that would take everybody's starting job at VCU. You know, it just seems like the team might be better, but the talent ain't.
The talent's not better. You're right. And it's hard to imagine when you've got Scott Drew as your coach that the team's not better. But
so I just fall down. Like, if just given the choice, I feel like Baylor just go out and give me a better game.
But here's where I'm at. You've had 30 chances to get better, and you didn't take them. Like, at some point, it's like, dude, I've seen you 30, 31, 32 times, and you're just a kind of an average team. I can't feel bad for you if you get left out.
Oh, I don't think they should be there. But if you had the choice, you or St. Mary's Gales,
Oh, I'd take St. Mary's for sure. And I also watch a lot of West Coast basketball, but
to me, it's just the world stops. There hadn't been an NCAA basketball champion west of Mississippi in 40 years since UCLA won it back in the 90s.
Yep, it's been a long time.
Just don't know enough about them.
But yeah, I mean, St. Mary's they had plenty of games this year against high major competition, and really they beat USC by 35 points.
They're all Australian 24-year-old dudes. They're men playing against boys.
35 points they beat USC
and
by.
USC, I saw them.
Like, what? 35? Yeah, 35 points they beat them by. Yeah, give me St. Mary's over Baylor. Baylor's had their chances. They didn't do anything with them. Sorry, Baylor.
I'll take Edgecombe in the draft.
So there you go. There's your look at the bubble. All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports, because there are things happening outside of sports. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
You know, Dr. Jacob Torres, the Institute for Functional Health, have a full-service operation. I've had the chance to go out there the last couple of days. In fact, I'm going back tomorrow. They had not only offer the weight loss and the just your general doctorship, but they've got a bunch of other things. They've got a whole rehab building set aside completely for those that are getting themselves back into shape. And that's what I love about going to the IFF, because everything feeds each other. Losing weight, sometimes you're losing weight and your fitness regimen picks up and suddenly something gets hurt and you need to get that fixed. Or maybe you need to get that fixed so you can start a fitness regimen in your weight loss program. Whatever the case, the IFF is a one-stop shop, and I appreciate that. Dr. Jacob Torres has put together a group that has one purpose in mind, and that's to live you a healthier life. I've never met a doctor so eager to get me off medication than Dr. Jacob Torres. When you start a program with him, you get a full evaluation. They find out what your life is like, how you got to where you are, and then they proceed accordingly. Losing weight, getting you off drugs, finding the appropriate medication to balance your life out, all that plays in to functional health, and that's the key. So whether you're overweight, you're looking for a brand new physician, you're looking for a group of people that have your best interests at heart all the time, it's the Institute for Functional Health. I walked in with a weight loss situation, and I've stayed with them for every other part of my medical health. That should be for you. Call them today and find out why they have been so exciting and really changing the medical game here in San Antonio. The number is 210-468-1891. Now, their website is iffhealth.com. Go there, read through it, take the functional health test, answer the questions that they ask, then make that call and change your life. And when you do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a trouble spot at I-10 eastbound at Dezavala, a wreck that's taking up the left lane, slow from UTSA Boulevard. 35 northbound O'Connor to FM 1518, still noticing a little bit of a slow residual delay from an earlier accident that did clear. 35 northbound the off-ramp to FM 1518, the median of that exit ramp is blocked for repair. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Texas roads are big enough to share. Drivers, do your part to help make sure everyone arrives home safely. Stay alert, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks, yield while turning, and watch your speed. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And vacation you forgets all your worries.
Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
O'Reilly Veriscan is a free check engine light testing program that pulls from over 600 million vehicle scans confirmed by ACE-certified technicians to provide a simple report and possible fixes, available exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you?
My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time.
We could all use a sanctuary from stress. Why not turn your bedroom into the place to decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more? Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. It's in the hole! The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Round the house. I like this song. Window and the door.
Certainly have a
searching for
time.
signs of life, but there's nobody home. What's this band called?
Better Than Ezra.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And Ezra was pretty good.
Maybe I'm just too sure.
These are better, though.
Did they have more than a hit?
Maybe I'm just... they had another hit.
Yeah.
The King of New Orleans, I think.
This is the only one I...
Down, but the letter said, if it's good living with you, oh, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on? What's good in the world? That's what the question is, Rob. What's good in the world?
At this hour, nothing.
Nothing good going on?
It should be 8:30.
You said I wanted to let you lead the way here because I didn't see this story, and you said you had some new information on Gene Hackman.
Well, this broke Friday. This is awful.
Oh, maybe I've seen it then. What is going on?
It turns out that she died first. The wife died of hantavirus, which is that you get it from breathing in rat poop droppings.
Oh, I hate breathing in poop.
So she had evidently been dead for days, and it's entirely possible that in his deteriorated state, dealing with Alzheimer's, that he didn't even know she was dead, that he was just staggering around the house with her dead in one of the house, part of the house. The dog locked in a closet dying, and he's alone dealing with
dementia.
Whatever, yeah. So he eventually died after she did. And they believe he was alone for several days, that she was dead in the house. And the supposition is he might not even known, that he's just, she was caring for him as the sole caregiver. And once she died and they said hantavirus comes on with flu-like symptoms and knocks you out pretty fast. And it killed her. And he didn't know to call or do anything, so he was wandering around that house for several days and it finally died. Jeez. It's as bad as it could have been. It's as terrible a story as you could have come up with.
Now, what does Randy Quaid think about this?
The Star Snatchers are coming for him.
The Star Whackers.
Star Whackers, sorry.
Yeah, Star Whackers. You know what? Let me do this before we go any further. This way I can have this knocked out. A family 4-pack of the San Antonio Gunslingers home opener at the Freeman Coliseum against the Tulsa Oilers. We've got 2 4-packs to give away. Let's do caller number 2 and 3 right now. You'll win a family 4-pack to the Gunslingers home opener at the Freeman Coliseum. This is a I'm curious where you guys' wives would fall on this. Now, Vic, would your wife ever allow you to bring another woman into the bedroom?
I wish. We're drunk enough, maybe.
Now, how would she feel? Does your wife allow you, or does she mind if you watch pornography?
No, she doesn't mind.
She doesn't care.
Mm-mm.
How would she feel about you having sex with a robot?
I have no idea, but probably no.
Would she consider that to be cheating?
Yeah, probably.
You think so? What about you, Rob? It's cheating?
Yeah, it's cheating.
Yeah.
A robot?
It's cheating. It is. There's no.
What's different than her using a vibrator? Is that cheating?
No.
That's a robot.
No, that's.
I mean, it's a robot.
Point, yeah. Well, no, it's not. That's not a robot.
It's a battery-operated machine.
A machine. That's different from a robot. Robots that takes the human form.
What if it doesn't take a human form?
That's a different thing. Now we're dealing with
like a fleshlight.
Suck or
what if
it
looks like the silver guy in Terminator 2? Like it's just like this weird.
Oh yeah. Nah.
That's the new.
Just a biomechanical
I will
skeleton.
Take it, like if you found out that your significant other had this ongoing relationship with an avatar that was using AI, that they told their deepest secrets to and they talked to, which I've seen these AI avatars that act as if they're people, and they even kind of foster like this romantic dating kind of thing. That's cheating, bruh. It is.
You're right.
It can't be reciprocated, but your significant other is taking emotional investment and investing it someplace else. That's cheating.
That's woman talk, Rob.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah, spoken like a lawyer.
Well, no, I'm not one.
Emotional cheating.
If you are taking your emotional capital and not investing it in your significant other and investing it someplace else, like a sex robot, it's cheating.
Well,
now you can put up with it, but it's cheating.
Yeah.
A poll gauged the extent to which people are open to AI playing a role in their personal lives. The results indicated a surprisingly high level of acceptance for AI's involvement in everything from diagnosing sexual health issues to substituting human companionship.
God, how bad would that be? You're dealing with a computer.
The findings also highlighted the links to which humans are prepared to allow their partners to explore infidelity with a robot.
Nope.
Whether dealing with erectile dysfunction or feelings of loneliness, many respondents admitted they would place their trust in an AI tool. The survey to investigate how AI is redefining intimacy and sexual health was put to 1,000 people. The average age was 40. 54% male, 44% female. That leaves 2%.
I was going to say the math doesn't add up, but we'll worry about that later.
They're non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Key findings included that 3 out of 5 people would trust an AI tool over a doctor to diagnose erectile dysfunction.
Well, that's just because they're too embarrassed to go talk about it.
Additionally, 1 in 4 individuals expressed comfort with their partner being intimate with a sex robot modeled after themselves. Now, what if the sex robot looked exactly like your wife? Would that be cheating?
Yes.
What?
It's cheating. Again, you're investing emotional capital in something other than.
What if your wife says, listen, honey, I love you. I don't have the drive that you have.
I'm not saying you can not live through it, but it's still cheating. It's still, you're not 100% in.
Man. More than a third of Gen Z respondents admitted to using ChatGPT to combat feelings of loneliness.
Wow.
14%. 14% would prefer to confide in an AI chatbot about personal issues rather than their partner. However, 2 out of 5 people viewed it as infidelity if their partner was intimate with a sex robot modeled after them.
I'm one of the 2.
You're in the 40%.
I believe it, yeah.
The survey also sought to gauge people's comfort level with AI playing a role in their relationships. 1 in 4 Gen Z individuals are comfortable with their partner being intimate with a robot modeled after them. Men being 69% more at ease with this concept than women. So men are like, yeah, if the robot looks just like me, have at it, girl. 23%, women are 23% more likely than men to perceive it as cheating if their partner is having sex with a robot. 1 in 10 people have used ChatGPT for diagnosing or managing a health condition like erectile dysfunction.
I think health condition, there's a role for it. But, and I think that specifically the ED, again, I think it's because it's a very difficult subject to bring up with a healthcare provider.
33% of people think AI bots could replace traditional dating apps in the next 5 years. 70% of people think there should be regulations around AI intimacy tools.
Yes.
1 in 10 people would trust AI more than their partner's opinion about their sexual performance or health.
Jeez.
Now, this is the 7% of people.
AI says I'm great.
7% of people would choose an AI companion over a human if it could perfectly simulate love and affection.
There's a line from the movie 2010 where the computer asks the engineer when they're about to put him under, "Will I dream?" Well, this highly advanced computer, am I going to dream? And the response was, whether you're made of carbon or silicon, you're still a sentient being. It's an interesting question because we're getting to the point where do you define life?
This is the weirdest part. 2% of the people have developed feelings for an AI chatbot.
Yeah. Well, that's the next thing. If you're confiding in them and you're screwing them, you might end up having a few feelings for this robot.
This is, I mean,
I'm glad I'm not going to be a part of this.
I know, right? Although,
again, this stuff is maybe beyond my pay grade.
I know that Woody Allen has.
I've never even talked to a robot, but I mean, like, I don't know. I think, now, would your wife rather you have sex with a robot or another person?
I don't know. I would hope.
Ask her today about it.
I'm not going to bring that up, no.
Do you remember Megan Hall?
Yeah.
Megan Hall was the Tennessee police officer who got fired after it came to light that she was banging 6 other police officers
Okay.
while she was married.
I remember that.
There's video to prove it.
This is, if I told you she's got a new job, would it surprise you that she works for the Tennessee Department of Health?
Is she an outreach worker?
What? Remember, the internal investigation found that she had an ongoing affair with one of the department's sergeants. The investigation also found she'd once engaged in a threesome with another officer and his wife, while also getting involved in a Girls Gone Wild hot tub theme party. Some of the sexual encounters took place on the job and on police property. All the details came out, and well, now she's gotten a job working for the Tennessee Department of Health while suing the city of Laverne, Tennessee. She's saying that it's none of their business if she wants to have sex. But she was licensed to work as a pharmacy tech in 2018 before she became part of the police force. But she said when she tried to stop, that Sergeant Powell threatened to kill himself. So she didn't want to, like, Sergeant Powell persisted asking her for sex. She resisted, and eventually she gave in because he said he was going to kill himself. And he said that, you know, if you don't do this to me, I'm going to drink a whole bottle of whiskey. And she told Mrs. Hall that you did this to me and that Miss Hall was responsible for his imminent suicide. So she became a victim in this thing. But now
I believe that.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, that's plausible. Oh, yeah.
Give me a break. She banged 6 other cops.
Yes.
I don't think this guy had to pressure her that hard.
So he was going to really drink himself to death. It seemed like he could have had it anyway. No.
I'm just saying. It's like, if a dude says, if you don't have sex with me, I'm going to kill myself.
So do we know what her new government job will be?
I don't know.
Just
it just
working for the Department of Health.
Working with the Department of Health. It just felt like
helping those with STDs get their start.
That's what I was thinking. That's kind of what I was thinking. Hey, there's a new town in Florida, a new unincorporated village called Taintsville. Have you ever been to Taintsville? No.
It's right in between. Halfway between.
According to...
The sun never shines on Taintsville.
According to local historian Jason Byrne, the county used to have many in-between areas of wilderness between major towns, and this was one such area.
They're the taint of Florida.
That's apparently what's going on here. Taintsville.
Oh, boy, you talk about the...
They didn't want to be in
promotional
Chuluota
materials.
or Oviedo.
Wait a minute. Oviedo, that's just outside of Orlando.
Well, they didn't want to be in Oviedans.
They say
Oviedo?
it wrong there. They say it Oviedo, although it is Oviedo.
And they didn't want to be from Chuluota.
I don't know where that is.
What?
There's a lot of Chulus there. So they went with
Taintsville, you say?
Taintsville.
Just south of Butthole. Just north of
Armpit.
I'm just north of Gonad, Florida. just north of Butthole, south of Gonad is Taintsville. You'll know it by the smell.
Real great strip clubs and diners.
Well,
there.
Depending on how you define great, but
finally, driving while high is
normal.
Kind of hard to detect, it seems. Well, states are working really hard to figure out a way to find out if you're driving high. This is terrible news, by the way. Minnesota State Police have been carrying around a new piece of equipment that looks like a Keurig machine. It looks like our disgusting coffee maker here.
Okay.
And it analyzes saliva for THC.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently a lot of states they're working in the protocol or the prototype stages of finding a test.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get pulled over,
are you high?
You can get a DWI or I guess
a DUI.
Whatever it is, driving under the influence of marijuana. And now every state has a law that says you're not allowed to drive under the influence of drugs.
But you can't just
But there's
blow
no
and
real
prove
way
it.
to prove it.
Right. And a blood test, because marijuana stays in your system for so long.
It could be like, you could be like, I smoked 2 weeks ago. What are you going to call? I mean, it's legal. It is a very difficult thing. In addition to Minnesota, officers in Alabama, Indiana, Michigan, Colorado, and Wisconsin have piloted saliva tests. In Missouri, police have tested goggles that measure a driver's pupil size and movement. In Colorado, Bidwell, as part of a team, researchers are studying THC breathalyzers. In Vermont and Illinois, researchers have developed apps that could test a person's cognitive abilities roadside. So they've got all different kinds.
I'm just stupid.
Yeah, I'm just real dumb.
Stupid. That's not illegal.
What do you want me to do? So there you go. If you're the kind of person, none of us here partake, but if we did, we would never drive under the influence.
God forbid.
But now
it would be really slow.
It would be really. That was me going 40 miles an hour with my flashers on a donut tire.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hit our last break. We'll come back. We'll do what we always do to wrap up the show and take a look at the daily lines. I got to tell you about Karbach Brewing. Oh my! I had some Karbach last night. I had some Ziegenbach. I've been on a Ziegenbach kick lately, and because it's so easy now, they come in the 12 packs of cans. So instead of having to carry around a bunch of little sixers, I can just grab me a big boy, and it'll last me a little while. And not only do they, if you're not into the Bach, that's cool. They got something for everybody's taste. They've got the Hopadillo, their in-your-face flagship IPA, super hop forward, very aggressively hopped. And if that's a little too intense for you right now, they got a seasonal IPA called Hopolectic that's a little more balanced, a little more tame. The Hop Monster's not involved in it, but it's still a great IPA, the Hoplectic, the seasonal one, and that's in all the stores right now as well. If you're not an IPA guy, if you don't go for IPAs like Rob's dad, there's the Love Street, which is their blonde-style Kolsch beer. Fantastic daily drinker, and it's their best seller as well. There's something for everybody's palate in the Karbach lineup, and it is all over town, from H-E-B to all the liquor stores, but it's also in a bunch of bars and restaurants. So when you're out and about, you're making things happen. Hell, it's about to be fiesta time. You want to have something special, go ahead and grab yourself a Karbach.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
The St. Patty's Day parties at the Roo Pub are legendary, and this year it will be the biggest ever, spanning 2 days. Sunday, March 16th, it's a crawfish boil, all you can eat for $10. Then on St. Patrick's Day, Monday, it's a block party. The green beer will be flowing with live music starting at 2 with Irish Goodbye. Finding Friday takes the stage at 5. DJs inside both the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant. Plan now to celebrate St. Patrick's Day the right way at the Roo Pub and Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait! Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully. Playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
All right. It feels loose.
What feels loose?
The microphone. Well, because I like to pull it in and usually it doesn't feel that loose. So I don't know what's been going on here. Maybe it's just me. I ought to leave it alone, but that was just kind of weird.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to grab it that way.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Want some candy?
I got a boy that's nice and sweet.
Is she alive?
I don't know.
Bow wow wow.
Bow, bow, bow. Sun on fire. I want candy. I want candy. Bam, 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 bam.
Still alive.
Is she?
Yep.
What year was this? Like, this is in the 60s, right?
No.
No, this
This is early 80s. This is
83,
MTV.
I think?
Yeah, this is early 80 MTV.
Was there a band that did this before her?
Yeah. It was a remake.
Let's see, for a 60s song, right?
Yeah, it's like Annette Funicello kind of stuff. But
The
yeah.
Strange Loves, maybe? Is that?
Maybe it was that beach music 60s stuff. But yeah, this was a remake.
You're my guy. You what the doctor ordered. So
She was
sweet, you
smoking
make my
hot
mouth water.
with her mohawk back in the day.
She's a wild child. All right, let's do what we always do to wrap up the show and take a look at the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The National Basketball Association tonight. The LeBron-less Lakers. 7-point favorites at the Nets. Someone tells me they'll survive.
They might not cover, but they'll win.
The Miami Heat are laying 9.5 points at home against the Charlotte Hornets.
Probably right.
God, the Hornets stink.
Now everybody is who they are. There's not going to be a lot of surprises.
There's one game that I'm remotely interested in tonight, and even that game, the spread is horrific. Sixers are at the Hawks. Hawks are 10.5-point favorites. You couldn't pay me to watch that game.
No.
The Wizards are +7 at Toronto.
No.
The Jazz are at the Celtics. What do you think the number is there?
17, 18?
17 and a half.
17, all right.
Correctamundo. Nuggets at the Thunder.
Now there's a basketball
That's the only game I'd be remotely interested in.
Action.
What do you think the line is?
Coming off what we just saw, I'd take OKC in 4.
How about OKC -9?
Yeah. Somebody hurt that I don't know about?
I don't know, but I think that's the gap between the Thunder and the Western Conference is what it is.
You're right. With no Aaron Gordon specifically, yeah, they're in trouble.
The Magic are at the Rockets. Rockets -4.5. Amin Thompson looks like he's going to miss some significant time.
Yeah.
Bit of a bummer. The Pacers are at the Bulls. Pacers -6. No interest there. The Grizzlies host the Suns. Grizzlies -4. What I'm noticing is there's like 4 or 5 basketball teams I'm even remotely interested in watching.
This is where we are. This goes back to, in this time of the year, I believe it, that the teams that are in the lottery now have to win games to get the ping pong balls. Not you lost your way to now.
Yeah.
And to make this next month interesting, apart from the top seeds jostling, I would much prefer to have the bottom 10 teams playing to win the number of lottery balls. At least it would be interesting, because nights like tonight, it is hard to watch. And I understand that they schedule appropriate to their competition and the good games. I'm not going to schedule a lot of big games this coming up week because we got conference tournament stuff and things that are happening, but it's getting hard to watch. And with every passing day, when those teams get further and further out of it, it's getting harder to watch.
Spurs -6.5 hosting the Mavericks.
Can you imagine what the NBA thought what this was going to look like and what it is now? This is one team might have 8 dudes.
They finished last night with 7. Warriors 12-point favorites against the Blazers.
That actually has some interest to it.
I'd play Portland there.
Yeah, I like Portland. That's actually a game that I would pay attention to.
Knicks -3 at the Kings.
Yawn.
Yeah.
2 pretenders.
You got nothing for me there. I'm not. You can't convince me that that's going to be fun. Short slate in college hoops tonight, but there are some games that matter. Conference tournament games, there's some bids on the line, including Delaware and Towson. Actually, there's not a bid on the line in this one. This is the Coastal semifinal. Towson is 6.5-point favorite. Let's see. Wofford and Furman. This is a bid on the line. This is the SoCon championship game. Furman, a 1.5-point favorite over Wofford.
I think Wofford has been in the tournament the last couple of years and almost upset somebody.
Yep. The Sun Belt finals go on tonight. Arkansas State and Troy. Arkansas State, minus 1.5 in that one. Where else do we have? I think that's all of the bids that are. Oh, no, there's one more bid on the lines. No, that's a semifinal too. Yeah, that's all the bids that are up for grabs tonight. Everything else in the semifinals. Incarnate Word plays their second round game tonight against Nichols. Nichols is a 3.5-point favorite in this one. That is the Southland quarterfinals. Southland, what a incredible tournament this is going to be. Let me tell you. There's also the Big Sky tournament, Horizon tournament. There's plenty of terrible tournaments going on, but it'll all lead up to good stuff later on. Worry not. But I don't know that they're going to beat Nichols, but best of luck to Incarnate Word.
Which tournament would you pick to go to? If you could go SEC, Big 12, what would it be? And location matters. Like you could go to the beach and you could go to Vegas. There's some. You can go to Washington, see the ACC. But of all the tournaments, what do you think you'd have the most fun watching?
That's a good question.
I don't know, quite frankly. My dream, I got to stagger into one ACC tournament game years back, but I've never actually spent like 4 days at a tournament. I think it'd be a blast.
I did the Mountain West tournament once with my oldest son. We did that in Vegas at Thomas and Mack. And then last year I did the West Coast Conference tournament with Gonzaga St. Mary's final.
Which would be one I wouldn't mind sitting.
It was cool. Yeah. It's in the Orleans. It's not like a great venue, but it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the Pac-12 tournament out there at T-Mobile, which was cool. I think I'd probably just go to the SEC tournament just because I know it's going to be good.
The likes of which we've never seen before.
Yeah, I know the quality of ball is going to be so good that it's hard to pass on that, I think. In the world of ice hockey tonight, we only got a couple of matchups. Edmonton is minus 190 at Buffalo. Ottawa minus 160 hosting the Red Wings. Oh my God. Colorado minus 550 welcoming in the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Toronto Maple Leafs minus 120 at the Utah Hockey Club. I hope they become the Yeti soon. They've got.
They have to.
Utah Hockey Club is such a bad name, and it sucks because they've got cool colors. Like this, there's potential there. They're wasting it right now. They got to get it figured out.
How far away is Ovechkin now? We're down to like 9?
8 goals.
8
goals.
All right.
He scored one yesterday, so the chase continues. The chase continues. The stupid Golden Knights got down 3-0 to the Kings yesterday. I was so pissed, and then they made it 6-5. They got all the way back into it, and they were playing 6-on-5 in the last 2 minutes of the game, and they had like 3 good shots on the goal and didn't get one in. I flipped it over knowing I was going to be disappointed. I knew what was going to happen. I was like, I got to watch it anyway, and I did, and I ended up disappointed. They're stupid losers. So there you go. There is your look at the daily lines. That does it for us, friends. Jason and Joe, 2 o'clock today. Tune into that fine show. They do a good job.
They'll be right in this building, right here.
I went and saw them at Mellow Mushroom on Friday, and I ate a Mellow Mushroom pizza. By the way, caller number 3, you win a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom on a Mellow Monday. Got to keep everybody happy. Enjoy that Mellow Mushroom. Fantastic pizza. Caller number 3.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning